Welcome back to Filmatic Season 4. Yeah, and the crowd goes wild. Yeah, woo! Thank you. Yes, everyone, welcome back to Filmatic. We are starting up Season 4, fresh and ready with the new Suicide Squad movie. But first off, I would be remiss if I did not do the introduction, the classic Filmatic introduction, so just go one by one here. First up, Darian Nigro returning to the podcast. How's it going, Darian?
Yep, I'm here.
All right, count it. And Burnout. Connor Park is here. I don't know why I made Connor your middle name. I did not mean to do that.
It sounded like you were just calling him a burnout.
Yeah, and this Burnout's here.
Now I really do feel like a burnout. My God.
How's it going, Connor? How's the album going?
It's going all right. It will be hitting the markets at some point soon.
Okay, yeah.
What comes out first, Donda or this? That's the
Probably this, unironically.
Donda.
Not a chance it's
Donda.
Donda. I'd put money on it.
Okay, yeah, no, that's a pretty fair bet. We're excited to see it happen. Evan, what's going on, Evan? Evan, can you introduce yourself without making any fart noises? That's my challenge.
Yeah.
That sounded kind of real. That was pretty.
Yeah.
That was a fake. That was totally fake.
What's up?
All right, Evan and Manny. Finally, we have Manny Rea. How's it going, Manny?
I'm back.
You're back. It's been a while. It's been a few episodes since you've been on.
I feel like I've been gone forever, you know?
Yeah, last time you were here, I think we were casting DaBaby as the Flash, which doesn't really work now, given...
Don't get into that, buddy.
Yeah, okay, well, skip over that. It's really firing on all cylinders here. So...
So you're
Yeah.
So you're not gonna.
What?
So you're not gonna introduce me.
Who's that?
I was getting to it.
You said finally, Manny Rea. I'd just like to point that out.
If I'm being honest, the
For
fact
the
that you
audience.
named your name on this thing after me actually confused me. Is probably what happened.
Oh yeah,
So
sure. All right.
you only have yourself to blame.
All right.
And
Okay.
Is there another person?
Casey, what's going on, Casey? How's it going?
God.
Yeah, woo, I'm happy to be here.
Sure
yeah,
you are.
I know you didn't want me here, Darian. I know you didn't want me here. I know you.
This is
didn't
like
want me
John
here.
Cena versus The Rock, you know? This is
I
the
know
kind
you
of...
didn't want me here.
Or rather,
I know you
John
didn't
Cena
want me here,
versus
Darian, but I'm here.
Idris
Peacemaker.
Elba.
Finally, The Rock has come back to Filmatic.
Can anyone do a rock impression?
Can you smell what The Rock is cooking?
Shut up, bitch! That's my rock impression.
Shut up. Yeah, that's a good one. But yeah, no, welcome everybody. Welcome to Filmatic Season 4. I'm so honored you would join me for this premiere episode.
Nabil, what do you think about the new season of Filmatic?
What do I think?
It doesn't matter what you think.
All right, that was good. No, but yeah, Season 4 is going to be great. I think we got a lot of, movies are kind of coming back. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. Delta, Lambda, Garian,
Lambda Garian.
In Madagascar when he's like Marty. Anyway, that was all right. But no, I mean, movies are kind of coming back. There's a lot of new stuff.
Jungle Cruise, starring
came
The Rock.
The Rock. Literally The Rock.
The Rock.
There you go.
That is
Full circle.
relevant.
It
Can't
is.
escape him.
Rampage, starring George, the albino gorilla.
Yeah. But
Rampage is massive. Rampage is fun.
Rampage
Most
is the number one
importantly-
movie. Yeah.
Rampage is about the bond that I share with George.
And we fight a giant crocodile, and let me tell you, we get our asses handed to. I forget how it goes, actually.
Yeah. I don't know. It's funny how that description fits a lot of his movies. It's like just fights a giant crocodile. I feel like there's like 4 Rock movies where he fights a giant crocodile.
I'm
probably.
sure
Which
that will
ones?
happen in Jungle
I mean, Jungle Cruise
also.
is gonna be the new one. Yeah, Jumanji, Jungle
Cruise,
Cruise,
Jumanji.
Rampage.
Probably
Journey to the Mysterious
Journey to-
Island. Nah, that's a big iguana.
Race to Blair Witch Mountain or whatever. You remember that one?
Race to Witch Mountain.
Race to Blair Witch.
Witch.
Dude, that'd be a crazy movie.
That
The
would be
Rock and
absurd.
Blair Witch sequel.
Tooth Fairy. You know.
I don't know where I put the map. Shut up.
It's like wow. Can you imagine a Rock movie, but it's found footage?
What about like Race to the Witch? It's fucking Robert Eggers.
But it's also a Fast and Furious universe movie.
True.
But not like a Fast and
yeah, you
Furious
know how
movie,
it
it's a
like when
Hobbs
they
and
did
Shaw movie.
You know when they did Hobbs and Shaw, like the official name was Fast and Furious Presents Hobbs and Shaw. So it'd be like Fast and Furious Presents Race to Blair Witch Mountain.
Holy shit.
A Star Wars story.
A Star Wars story. Yeah. But no, movies are coming out again to some degree. Hopefully they keep coming out. We'll see what happens. And we've been gifted this movie, the Suicide Squad. I know we all have some pretty strong feelings about it, I think. Overall, I'm excited to get into it with you guys.
Do you want to talk about the premiere access that you were granted by AMC?
Oh yeah, you're so right. Thank you for reminding me. Actually, AMC reached out to me about a month ago, and talking to the CEO. What was his name again? I talked to so many. I think it was
Adam
Aaron. Yeah, Adam. Yeah. So I was talking to Adam, and he was talking about how much he loved Filmatic, and he loved our Shrek episode and the Schneider episode, especially our last 2. And he pretty much just invited me to come to this premiere press screening for the Suicide Squad. Luckily, he gave me an extra ticket, took Darian along. We went to AMC, saw it in glorious IMAX. They gave us a free comic book to go with it as well.
He even let us pitch the baby as the Flash.
Yeah, we actually did get a chance to speak with him.
Was this before the incident?
Yes,
or?
I would say this was like a day before the baby incident, so pretty poor timing. But
So you had like a conference with like a bunch of suited men, like
Yeah,
one of those
yeah.
big tables.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Unfortunately, he's the CEO of AMC, though, so he has nothing to do with the Flash.
yeah, no, that's what he kept telling us. But we were really adamant
Oh, yeah,
that
that's
the baby
DC.
should be the Flash. We were also saying if you couldn't get the baby, Chance the Rapper would be a good fit as well. I don't know, but
The Baby the Rapper?
Chance the baby. Chance the rapper.
Chance the baby.
Chance the baby.
the baby with a chance of meatballs. All right.
That's the Baby the Rapper.
What?
I am lost. I'm officially lost. Okay, but
8
Ooh, I
minutes
love
in,
my
9 minutes
wife.
in.
all
I
right.
love
go.
my
Thanks so much to CEO Adam Aaron for giving us that premiere screening. We really enjoyed it, and
Woo!
I am also
Adam
obligated.
Aaron.
Yeah,
Shout
and,
out to
I'm
Adam
obligated.
Aaron.
Yep, obligated to tell you as well that the Suicide Squad. Hold on. The Suicide Squad is still playing in theaters near you. It is also available on HBO Max for a limited time in the US and South Asia until September 3rd, 2021.
Just those 2 places?
Oh no! Well, let me confirm as well. You must have the ad-free plan of HBO Max in order to stream the Suicide Squad, and it's also playing on IMAX and 4DX. And I've been asked to express that specifically. But thank you, AMC, for your money. I mean, for supporting this podcast and for really just giving us a good time. All right.
Well, I actually watched it on my couch.
Well, you weren't in town, that's why I just took Darian. So
Yeah, I'm just saying, like I didn't really support AMC in this endeavor, unfortunately.
Yeah,
you
but
cool?
Aaron
Were you
Adams
cool?
supported us.
I did see The Green Knight at AMC with Casey, which was pretty cool.
yeah, in one way or
It's like-
another, the bill comes due. AMC
Yeah,
always
yeah.
supported.
No, it was
right?
fun. That was my first time being back at like a movie theater since
And was
know
everything
what
to your
started.
was everything to your liking? Is there anything you want me to float over to Adam? Any thoughts or complaints?
The chairs in the theater were kind of broken.
Casey had a hard time pressing the buttons. It was difficult for him. So
Interesting.
what buttons?
The
we
chair
have
reclining buttons were fucking broken. All right.
Yeah, well, that's the problem. There shouldn't be reclining chairs in a movie theater.
Okay,
I
listen,
wish
no,
you
Cue
could
the
have
Literally
applause
just
track.
shut up.
Listen,
Cue the
motherfucker.
applause
I
track.
went to IMAX and the seats. The movie was great. All right, we'll get into it, and the experience was
What
great.
movie?
The biggest problem,
The Green
the
Knight.
Suicide Squad. No, motherfucker. The Suicide Squad. When I saw it in IMAX, the chairs were upright.
Oh,
so tell
go fuck
Adam
yourself.
fucking
You don't need a
Aaron about
reclining
this.
chair.
Are you
No,
trying to
fucking-
sleep,
like,
or are you
why
trying
not
to watch
one?
the movie?
No,
all
I'm
right?
trying to
Yeah.
watch the movie and be comfortable in my fucking chair.
No,
right?
you're
I
trying to
don't
watch
wanna
the
sit
movie
at a
and
never had
90-degree
to-
fucking angle. All right.
You've never had good posture before? It feels
Yeah,
great.
maybe I haven't. All right.
So, like, given the option, wouldn't you guys want recliners? I think you guys are just envious of us since we're up here in
What?
Tallahassee.
Hey
where they
man,
have-
I went to see
easily-
M. Night Shyamalan old, and I had recliners. Shit, my seat
And I
even
had
had a
recliner.
heater, and it hurt my back. I literally
Yeah.
got burnt. Not even metaphorically, I was burnt by reclining chairs at
I
that
thought
movie.
you said you got burped, like it was patting your back.
That would be awesome, but it didn't do that. It just burnt me.
Look,
Where did you?
All I
Where was
know-
that?
yeah, if it was reclining chairs, was that illegal?
We can't dox.
No,
the
it was
theater.
B&B's
We
Galleria,
can't-
aka
Oh.
Frank's Theater.
Cut that
I haven't
They
been
do
there
have a
yet.
bar.
Them,
They do have a bar.
Don't give them free promotion, all right? They didn't pay us. AMC is
That's
going to be on our
actually
ass
true.
about this.
Fuck B&B. They put Frank out of business.
I'm not
That guy's
promoting
probably-
them. I'm telling them how bad the seats are. All right, I'd sit in an AMC seat any day over. We don't even need to say their name.
Yeah, and I think we should just jump right into it. I mean, first off, I think it's not a direct sequel, but you guys want to talk about Suicide Squad
we talk about the first one?
2016?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Come on,
Uh-oh.
come on.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, Suicide Squad 2016, if you haven't seen it, it's the previous Suicide Squad film that was directed by David Ayer, but it has a pretty rocky production history. Originally, David Ayer made it with only 6 weeks to write a script, but he still made the movie. However, the movie tested kind of neutral in test screenings. So Warner Brothers decided to this also involves another explanation for those who don't know. Most trailers for big movies especially aren't actually made by the people who made the movie. They're made by trailer houses or trailer parks, or there are different names for it.
Mhm.
Anyway, the trailer for Suicide Squad, I don't know if you guys remember, it's the one with Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh God, why do
Yeah.
I have to remember that?
Exactly. And that one went viral, did very well as compared to the previous trailer, which was the normal movie. So Warner Brothers decided to let the people who made the trailer do a cut of the movie. So
wow,
they
I didn't know that. That is
So-
fucking absurd. What?
Yeah. So they actually, put the movie through a wood chipper, fucking moved it around, put a lot of music in, right? So then Warner Brothers was like, okay, we have this cut, and we have the original cut. We'll test both of them. And they tested both of them, and then something really rare happened, which doesn't normally happen, is that they tested about the same. So their solution was to mix the two cuts. And that's what we ended up getting.
And that's
2016.
why it just looks like a confusing mess.
Confusing, dark,
Disaster.
strange mess where different music plays every 2 minutes, or not even 2 minutes, like 1 minute.
Sometimes one after another.
Oh yeah, literally. I think there are some salvageable little things in there. I mean,
Joker.
I don't know. Joker. No, I mean, Will Smith as Deadshot, I mean, he's kind of just being Will Smith, but it still made the movie watchable among all the other mess, I think, a little bit. And that it wasn't as terrible. What else was good? Harley Quinn was okay, I think, in general. I'm really
Rick
fishing
Ross
here.
song.
At least.
that Rick Ross song was pretty cool.
Lamborghini.
I like
Heathens.
Batman in it. Batman in it.
Oh, actually, though, Batman was hyped to see that.
He
When just flew
punches
up.
Harley Quinn right in the
He's like, I don't want
face.
to do this in front of your daughter, Floyd. And he's like, don't stand aside, my daughter. I want to shoot Batman. And then his daughter's like, no, Dad, don't do it.
No, Daddy, don't shoot
Exactly.
him.
And then Batman arrests him. Oh, and then in another scene, Batman is chasing Joker and Harley Quinn. And then they drive their car into the water. The Joker escapes. But Harley Quinn is there. And Batman punches her in the face. And it's supposed to be really funny. And I think
Wait, was it actually played off for laughs in the movie?
I remember it getting laughs. I don't know if it was intended to be funny, but I don't know if anyone remembers
it's
any
a
of
classic
this.
comedic
Who knows
situation,
what was
right?
intended in the movie, honestly.
Exactly.
Um,
Exactly.
I'm saying, are we promoting release the Ayer cut?
True. He did actually come out and say, I think, like a week before this Suicide Squad came out. And because basically a lot of the reviews that were coming out in praise of this new one were talking about, naturally we're talking about how bad the last one was and like blaming him specifically. So he came out and released a statement, which I could probably link below, but I think it's worth a read. He's basically like kind of talking about how he kind of grinded to get into the movie business through like independent film and how he really, put his heart and soul into his cut of the movie and how disheartening it was for what happened to happen.
I mean, yeah, the
And
studio
how
kind
he's
of
just,
like
yeah.
like butchered it, right? Didn't they kind of just like well, I mean, you explained it earlier, but they like
Yeah.
it's probably not even the same movie if you watch his cut.
Oh yeah, and he was talking about how he has to deal with that and whatever, but he's basically was like, yeah, I'm not going to talk about it anymore. This is it. I'm telling you, this was my experience, and I own, that doesn't represent me and what I did. So stop. And then he's like, okay, that's it. That's my final statement about this. And then following that, now some fans are saying hashtag release the Ayer cut.
Gosh. How many cuts do we need, man?
Yeah, I don't really care all that much.
Every director gets their own cut of every movie.
Yeah.
He did say in the statement that it does exist, that a full movie exists and only a handful of people have seen it. So
see,
it's not like
I feel like the
a Snyder
situation here, though, is like, the full movie exists. Does that just mean it's the movie we saw with certain things cut from it? Because there are parts of the movie existing, that are just not good.
No, there's a lot of
that's
deleted
a problem.
scenes.
But I don't think those scenes could undo a lot of what makes it bad. Is all I'm saying. You know what I mean?
It's
like
perhaps,
what
we have no way
scenes are
of
going to
knowing.
fix the Joker's character in the movie?
Yeah,
to be
true,
fair, at the time, and since
knows?
Jared Leto has been saying that they filmed enough, he claims that they filmed enough Joker footage in 2015 to make an entire solo Joker movie of his Joker.
Oh God!
That's what he claims.
It's Jared Leto. Do you think it's
Release
good?
the Leto cut?
No, but it would be so funny.
The
I wanna
Joker
see-
cut. The Joker.
Can
cut.
I mean,
just
I'd watch
drop
it.
it
And it
on
would
YouTube?
be funny, but
My point is, we have no way of knowing, but I don't know. Maybe he does have a chance to have his work seen for what it is and not be known for the rest of his life as the creator of that.
But
piece
he got
of
an
shit.
Oscar, or the makeup team
For-
got an Oscar.
Oh, the makeup team. What is his other movie? The one with the cops,
Right.
Manny.
Oh,
End of
you were telling me
Watch.
about it. Yeah.
I like End of Watch. And
Is it
he
good?
also
Yeah.
wrote Training Day, so.
Okay, that's pretty hype actually.
I
Training
remember
Day's
watching
fire.
End of
And he
Watch.
did Fury. I liked Fury.
Yeah, he did
Last
Furry,
year.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, Fury.
But no, I mean, any more thoughts on David Ayer and his cut in 2016
His
Suicide
cut.
Squad?
I mean, it came out exactly 5 years ago, which is... I can't wrap my head around that. That's kind of...
Yeah,
cool.
actually, today at the day of filming, it's been exactly 5 years since the movie came out. By the day of film, I meant day of recording that we're recording this.
Just to touch on that letter from him again, although like I don't necessarily agree with like releasing his cut of it, because at this point this movie is I guarantee better than whatever he made, so
It's likely.
let alone or just reading that did make me feel pretty shit about the whole situation, because like as someone who like cares about, and I think all of us like care about film, on this podcast, and like
Slightly.
hearing just like how fucked the industry is, which isn't a new thing, but hearing that specific story of it and his whole background with it.
Yeah, he was
There's-
talked about his upbringing and how fucked that was and stuff he had to
Yeah.
see growing up.
It's just pretty fucking depressing.
Yeah, to get out of that and then have that happen to you.
Yeah. And
I
ruin
wonder,
your fucking career.
Yeah. I was gonna say, is he gonna be able to come back?
Has he? I don't think he's made anything.
Probably not.
You made
Josh
Bright.
Trank never came back, man.
Well, I feel like that was also a different situation though.
Listen, let me introduce a
Wasn't
conspiracy.
he, like,
Just a brief
drunk on set?
conspiracy. All right. The studio got mad at him for outing their poor work ethic with directors, and they displaced the blame for ruining the movie by smearing Josh Trank and getting his Star Wars movie taken away from him. When in reality, the disagreements they probably had on set were reasonable given the amount of interference and overreach. That's
We're
my
talking about Josh Trank now?
possibility. I'm just talking, on the topic of directors
But also-
whose careers were
Yeah,
ruined by bad superhero movies. I
I
don't
think the
know if he can
difference
come
is-
back.
The difference is there's no reported thing that David Ayer did on set or to anybody. during
That's
the
fair.
filming.
I think
Versus Josh Trank, who like wrecked a hotel. His dogs were shitting everywhere.
but here's the thing, right?
His dogs were shitting.
I feel like
I've
from
never
what
heard
you
this.
hear, right?
Yeah.
These studio execs, they don't want anyone who's gonna
Oh,
give them
obviously,
trouble. They want you to shut up, do what they want, include
Well,
their parts in the movie.
MCU.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean that is true. Like he's fucking making a DC
Russo
movie.
They might blacklist him, Hollywood tier.
Didn't James Gunn say with this movie they did not bother him at all? They said,
Well, the circumstances were also different.
because
the circumstances were
chance or whatever.
because James Gunn got fired from Marvel because of the tweets. So literally, the same week, DC came in, Warner Brothers came in and swooped him up
It's a
and said,
power
"We'll give
play.
you
True.
anything you want, and you can do whatever you want. We want you that bad," and that's how he got this movie, which is pretty interesting circumstances.
It's I guess when you
Crazy.
involve competition from another side, then that's when maybe creators or
So-
directors will get their due diligence.
It's the only
So by
upside
that-
that exists to capitalism.
Basically, you have to get canceled to get to get.
like a phoenix.
Well,
So
yeah,
in-
I mean,
by that logic, the baby could become the Flash.
the baby could become the next Kanye West.
Album of the year, possibly. If it comes out soon.
I miss Will Smith.
He's gonna be in that tennis movie.
Okay, I will
I
say,
think
yeah. Sorry.
Uh,
keep that silence there.
Will Smith's remix of Jaden's Icon
Icon.
is more valuable than Suicide Squad and his performance in it.
Interesting. I don't know if I've heard the remix.
He speaks Spanish. That's all you need to know.
Oh, wait,
Nabil.
maybe
he
I have
raps
heard
in
that.
Spanish. It's fuego.
To be fair. Okay.
It was intentionally cringe, alright? That was the humor. You all laughed.
Right.
I could hear the cringe in your laugh.
Right.
What was that? It sounded like a
Dr.
little
Evil.
Bane impression. Oh, okay.
I thought it was
Right.
Bane.
I don't know. Right. Right there, man. It was fuego. It was fuego. No,
I was born in the fuego.
Evan, you remember that rapper on Primeware with that song Fuego? My bars are fuego.
Yeah,
hey.
fucking trifecta, dude.
Yeah. Yo, everybody go check out Trifecta.
What?
Everyone go listen to Trifecta on SoundCloud.
Yeah, trifecta 941.
Shout out Primeware, shout out Palmer Ranch, shout out Publix.
Public.
Shout out Pomerant.
just Publix in general.
Yo, shout out Prestantia Golf Club. Shout out.
the Oaks.
No, we do not shout out the Oaks. Okay, refuse
Yeah,
to
we
shout
don't
out.
shout out
Dude,
the
it
Oaks.
takes like 5 minutes to drive to Jeff's house once you get through the gate.
It's
All my
absurd.
homies hate the Oaks.
All right, we just doxed Jeff. They're gonna go for Jeff now.
So
Nah, they
5
can't get in,
minutes
man. That
and-
place is a fortress.
That's true. All the fans will
B&B
be trying to clamor.
Theaters is gonna
Alright, you
be
gotta
after
cut this
Chef
part,
at-
but my member number is 6191, alright?
Okay, I'm noting the time code.
Just beep that out, you know? I think that'd be
Dude,
funny.
oh
My memory number is.
At 5 feet of point.
Dude, that's so funny.
So how about
Just
that
said
Suicide Squad?
What?
We're 26
It's
minutes
called
in.
the Suicide
Wait, no,
Squad.
don't commandeer the podcast, buddy.
Whoa,
All
whoa!
right?
I'm sorry.
We're
Yeah,
26
Casey, know your
minutes
fucking
in.
I didn't know this was gonna be
My
a
point is-
freestyle. All right, I
All
didn't know it was
right.
gonna be a freestyle.
You guys focused on the wrong aspect of my statement. My whole transition here is going to be that Idris Elba is much
What?
better than Will Smith, and I don't miss Will Smith because
know
of that.
Idris
Agreed.
Elba DJs as a profession on
Dude,
the
that's
side.
fucking awesome. That's almost as good as Will Smith
Literally,
rapping
if
on
you
an
go to
Icon
Idris
remix.
Elba's, if you go to Idris Elba's Instagram, like there'll be like one post for his movie that comes out when it comes out, but the rest of it is just like him DJing and like his company. It's insane.
Dude, he's a badass,
He is.
and they shouldn't have killed Heimdall.
Facts.
I don't care much for Idris
To be
Elba.
fair, they didn't really give him much to do. But
Whoa.
Whoa! All right, well,
Wait,
this is a good
wait,
discussion
hold on.
point.
Well,
Did
why
you
don't
like Bloodsport as a character in the movie?
Yeah. Did you?
I thought the daughter thing was kind of just tacked on. Didn't really actually feel like a motivation for him.
I think
It's
it
just
felt
kinda
like
hey, that's just like the plot thread we need to get him into this situation.
I thought that's what it was going to be at first, but I feel like they did kind of, and maybe this is a bit shoehorned in, you could argue, but I feel like they used that in a way to like kind of tie together this arc where it's like, is there any good in Bloodsport? And it's like, I mean, not to jump to the end of the movie, but by the end of the movie, it's like, yeah, there is, but also like he doesn't completely do the right thing.
Mhm.
And I feel like that's a good place to leave the character. But I kind of get where you're coming from. Personally, I thought it was okay. I didn't mind it.
at the end of the day,
I agree that it wasn't tacked on because there was a built-out character arc with it, like Darian was saying. Also, seen with the relationship between Bloodsport and Ratcatcher 2. I think that, which I think that relationship ties into the greater themes of the movie that we can get into if you'd like.
I also just want to add, I feel like the scene where he's arguing with his daughter, I don't know if we've talked about this on the podcast or outside, or maybe I just watched a YouTube video, but like the use of, like people arguing over each other, that just like realistic type of dialogue I always appreciate.
Yeah.
Obviously, I think it was supposed to be a little bit funny, but also at the same time, it felt like, I don't know.
It felt like a version of like the typical trope where in those scenes it's like very emotional and somber. It's like, I'm gonna get you out of here, because I thought it was just gonna be another Deadshot shit.
Well, and that's the thing is that in
exactly.
the original movie, Deadshot's obviously, you could say that it's not fair to go over everything in this movie and just be like, well, it's better than 2016 version. Well, yeah, of course it is. But I'll be like my little voice I did there. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so in the original movie, Deadshot's whole thing with his daughter, there's like two scenes, and he's just like, "Man, I love you," and she's like, "You kill people." He's like, "No, maybe
Is that not
no,
what the exact same scene that's in this one though?
no, not at all."
Well, no, in this one, she's like, "You're a shit father," and then he's like talking about her dead mom, and
he's
then
like, "I don't care about you." Like,
and then
he's like,
he only does it. Well, he isn't even going to do it because she's going to
care
jail.
about her.
no, in the beginning, I mean,
I love the line where he's talking about, she's a bit of a ditz like her mother or something. She could use a year in juvie. Thought that was good. That was a good representation of how he feels about her. But
I
then
think in general, Darian was right in that it makes more sense and feels more real than the Deadshot one, just because.
Oh well, yeah, I
There's-
definitely agree
you know
with
what I mean?
that.
Yeah.
it also, I think, is used in a way to like play up the
Yeah, to link with Casey.
What's
Casey
her
said.
name? The
Ratcatcher.
No, oh my gosh, the director behind Task Force X.
Amanda Waller.
Yeah, it like plays up Waller's character too, because
yeah,
it
also,
like
yeah.
reveals that she's willing to
That she's,
kill
like-
a child now,
Yeah,
which is
exactly.
awesome.
Dude, Waller in this movie
She was
was so
crazy.
much
Yeah.
more
Dude, she was
fucking
badass.
insane.
I'd argue she's like underrated, like secret MVP of the movie.
Yeah.
No, I'd agree. They did a really good job. And yeah, Darian's right. I think that that's the other reason that the daughter works. And I think that you'll see that a lot as we talk more about the movies. Like, things aren't like solely linear. They don't just have one purpose. They usually serve two, like at least two, arcs or plot points at a time, I feel like.
Yeah, even if it is a bit tacked on, at least it's not, oh, we're just setting up his motivations, one, to join the task force, and two, for his arc. It's also like building up, Waller's character. And to a much lesser degree, it like gives the other characters that are working with Waller a reason to, like be willing to stop her at a certain point because, that's fucked up.
I just feel like if anything, that whole flat point, if anything, like built up Waller's character more than it built up Idris Elba's.
Yeah, I think
To
the
me.
rat catcher thing is more important to his character arc, even though I mean it's
What, how
interconnected
he, like,
to his
saves
relationship
her?
with his daughter. Yeah, because he's like viewing her as his daughter. I think is supposed to be the point, but I agree. I think like in the movie, that whole thing with her being willing
Yeah.
to kill his daughter definitely plays more of a role with her character. And then Ratcatcher kind of like proxies as a daughter figure to him to build his character arc.
I agree with that. I think that's a good way.
And I mean, at the end of the day, like, I can't think of a better reason for him to join the Suicide Squad in the beginning. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see what other thing they could do.
Yeah, she like
keep
has
it
to find
contained.
something to like kind of blackmail him with. That's her style. I feel like that works well.
And also, it adds on because, I mean, they kind of talk about it in the movie, which I think links it to it, but also, like, in the comics, like, well, no, they do link it directly in the movie because it's his fear of rats that stems from his father. His father trained him to be an assassin from the day he was born, is what literally they said verbatim, I think.
Mhm.
And you kind of see that reflection with his daughter. You know what I mean? So it does link to that too, where it's like, I mean, he says it when he's talking to her in that
Yeah,
integral
about stealing the movie
he's like-
watch.
scene. Yeah,
I gotta say that was pretty. I thought that was like a good joke.
and he's like, my dad, I don't have any good in me, so leave me the fuck alone. My dad wrung the good out of me when I was very young, so.
And I also I feel like that whole thing of this is like very small and maybe it's just my over interpretation, but when they're talking about her stealing the movie watch and he's like, why the fuck would you want to steal a watch that you can watch movies on? It's funny, but also she doesn't have a reason for why, and it's like I feel like that's a pretty realistic representation of like what kids do when they just don't have any parental figures, just doing stupid shit just because like I don't know, it's like what
lack
else
of
are you gonna
attention
do?
or
yeah, it's
there's
like
so many.
seeking something,
Mhm.
like subconsciously. I don't know. I feel like that's like
Well, I mean, she says it. She's like, you don't care that I stole. Like that it bothers her.
yeah, like she like it's not like she necessarily consciously thought about that when she was doing it, but when she came there to talk to him, she kind of was hoping maybe that he'd actually fucking say something father like.
I think in the end it served its purpose. I don't have any major problems with it, but
Yeah,
I
it
understand
didn't,
where
like-
you're coming from.
It didn't like bother me. If anything, I'd say, I genuinely liked basically all of the characters in the movie.
Yeah,
Like
agree.
usually in these like big superhero movies where it's like a big team, there's always at least like one or two characters that just kind of like, sit in the back where the other ones get all the, spotlight.
like
but I-
Milton.
Like going into it, I'd say like, Ratcatcher and assume it's just going to be like,
Come on, that joke was funny. All right, guys.
I snickered.
I didn't
at
even
that
hear you.
Like
Yeah.
Milton. It's a
Oh,
joke from
yeah,
the movie.
yeah.
All right.
Oh,
I'm sorry,
Milton.
Evan. All right.
You think his death is funny?
Dude, what the
one.
heck?
I liked him
bro?
from the beginning. Okay,
Bro, when he
That was a
like
funny line.
drove that truck.
It was a van, Evan.
It was a bus, actually.
Toyota.
Evan, you were saying something.
But speaking of characters that sit in the background and do nothing, I think that's like I mean, I don't know. Maybe I hadn't seen the trailer more than once and, didn't pay that much attention to it. But I think it was very smart for them to just, kill off a lot of the characters. Obviously, they couldn't have that many and retain the strengths of the movie.
Can we talk
but
about that opening scene?
Yeah, it was
Let's
insane.
talk about it.
I always forget that there were supposed to be like 6 or 7 more people.
Yeah. It's
was awesome, dude.
Yeah. The way they just like jump into it, lay out all the stakes and
The
fucking
music
throw them
was
in
fucking-
there.
Yeah, the
Great.
song was perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is an example of a movie that uses songs well, and I think James Gunn has shown. He obviously
Oh,
The
for
shots
sure.
of their dead bodies was awesome.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, dude.
I'll
I'll tell a little
go ahead.
story. I'm sorry. I'll tell a little story that I've already said before, but on the podcast, I was watching the movie with my partner Jude, and they were like, "I don't think I can watch a 2.5 hour long movie with Pete Davidson." And then, as they say that, he gets shot in the face, which I think.
Spoilers for Suicide Squad, by the way.
It was so
It's
satisfying.
true. Yeah,
It was-
No, I mean,
exactly.
I was
And
thinking
he
that in my
totally
head.
played into it. I think James
Yeah.
Gunn knew.
I
think-
think
to
think that
Had
Pete
to be
Davidson
intentional.
knew.
Everyone knows
Yeah.
that no one likes Pete Davidson, including Pete Davidson.
Yeah,
Like he's such
Yeah,
an idiot. He
his
can't put on his
character's like a
seatbelt.
prick,
He's
too.
scared of Weasel. Like it's awesome.
yeah.
Then they just
so
shoot him
many,
in the face.
so many tears to the joke, and
Oh,
I didn't know. Like I was looking more into like the comic book versions of these characters, like, and apparently like he's like Blackguard, right? Is his name?
yeah.
Apparently he's just like a fucking idiot in the comics, to the point where I was reading about this one storyline in which he gets injected with some like serum that's supposed to make him super smart, and it just makes him average. So I think it's like perfect casting, and I
didn't
like,
know that, but that actually
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It makes the performance that he gives seem
Even
less like
funnier.
cringy Pete Davidson spin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's playing too. Dude, like everything is so good. Like when he's just like taunting the guard with a gun, he looks like such a doofus. You know what I mean? It's perfect. Really like incredible casting, honestly.
Oh yeah,
Um,
and for the rest of the film, I mean,
Yeah,
I
I mean,
love
like,
Michael Rooker's character.
oh yeah, dude.
For how short he was in it, he was fucking
Seeing it through
awesome.
his eyes was genius as well. Like,
Yeah,
he
and then
really-
switching it
yeah.
up, like like the fake out. I thought that was
Yeah.
so fucking good.
The guy with the arms.
Oh yeah, arm
His
fall off boy.
Arm
Or
fall
the
off.
detachable. That's his name in the
Detachable-
comics. The detachable kid. Yeah.
The detachable kid.
TDK.
All names are letters.
I will say, I honestly thought I'm kind of sad. He made Captain Boomerang look cool in 2 minutes, which he couldn't do in the whole last movie. Like it
And then they
actually
killed
looked
him,
cool with
which
the
was
glowing,
perfect.
yeah,
It's
with the
funny.
glowing like
It's like a
boomerangs.
send away.
Yeah, no, I thought they actually made
This
him
ain't
look really cool.
this ain't your usual Suicide
your-
Squad.
This ain't your mama's Suicide Squad. Who else in that first bit? I mean, like introducing
Weasel.
someone like
Fucking
Yeah.
Weasel can't
dude.
swim.
Yeah,
that's
Starts
hilarious.
drowning.
Well, he lived though. Spoilers.
Dude,
Spoilers for
apparently,
Suicide
like,
Squad.
he's killed like dozens of
27
children.
27 children.
I like when he
line
says
was
that
so
also.
funny.
He's like, yeah, he's killed. I think he's agreed to do this. I think he's just like, because
Fucking
how do you,
Rick
you know what I mean?
Flag
How
in
is he
this
going to
movie?
agree? Oh yeah,
Rick
Flag
Flag
is
in this
great.
movie is so much better. It was insane. I was
Oh,
like, he's
yeah.
actually an interesting character.
Definitely one
What?
of the best characters in the movie, I think.
Yeah.
This
'Cause
is
I think-
Katana. She's got
This
my
is-
back.
And that's why he died, dude. She wasn't there. I mean,
Peacemaker. What a joke.
Peacemaker.
What did you guys think of that line? That was pretty
was
good.
awesome. I think one thing they did really good with Rick Flag in this movie versus the other one. Like in the other one, okay, I guess you could say it's kind of a development if you're treating that one as the first movie. Which, to be honest, the first movie like could not even be canon. You know what I mean? It has so little impact on this movie, other than the fact that a few characters reappear, but they never reference anything, or there's no indication.
It
You know what I
technically could have happened.
Yeah,
I
no,
mean,
I know.
Well,
The only thing they
Harley
really say is like,
Quinn's
"Oh, this is
storyline-
honor roll to Harley Quinn," and that's it.
True. That's
Like
also
that,
true.
and she already knows Boomerang and stuff. But
Yeah.
Mm.
it doesn't need to be connected, you know. There's
No, it
nothing
doesn't
holding
have to
back.
be at all. Yeah.
Mhm.
Because in the first movie, Rick Flag is like all right, you stupid idiots,
Yeah.
don't stab me in the back, Harley Quinn, you crazy clown lady. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And in this movie, it's more like the comics where he actually like treats them as equals. You know, even in the beginning when he shakes Savant's hand, I thought that was a cool shot. It's like slow mo, like shaking his hand. Anyway, my point is that it shows that he actually has respect for them, even though he's like the military officer. He doesn't have a bomb in his neck. You know what I mean? He still treats them as equals throughout the mission. So that was pretty cool. Rick Flag good.
Speaking of Savant, the opening scene where he kills the bird, obviously, you know, after he dies, he's being. I feel like my point is here. I just want to talk about the use of birds in this movie.
Fuck
Might have
yeah!
just been a coincidence.
I'm so ready
but
for this.
There were so many instances of birds being like important imagery, and I don't necessarily know if I like felt that it represented something. But
I got it. When you're done.
yeah, no, I just wanted to bring that up because
I don't even.
by the end of the movie, I was like, there are so many intentional shots of birds. It was like the opening scene, Savant kills the bird, he dies, the bird eats him. The birds, when Harley Quinn is with the new president, I forget his name, and then later on, there's also
Like a
birds
parrot?
near the end of the movie. Yeah, he has like that giant bird cage, you know, in there.
Yeah,
it's that
okay,
whole
okay.
romance
And they
scene.
burn it for no
Oh
reason.
yeah,
Yeah,
he has that
And then they
big, like-
kill all the birds, yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that.
And then there's also, I can't remember exactly what it is, but there's a scene near the end of the movie where there's a bunch of birds flying, and it's like, you know, happy ending. But I don't know, it just seems
There's
like
that joke with King Shark and the bird too.
Yeah,
Bird.
yeah. Birds.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I think it's really interesting because, if, you can, like, take the movie as a fun, just, like, pointless movie, which I think is a completely okay way to look at it, and I think it's the way a lot of people will. But the birds thing for me, and it relates to so many other things in the movie with also, like, all the things you said, and also, like, the king shark with the fish in the tank, and then when they're
that was
released,
awesome.
they attack him. I think that it's, like, saying something cool about, like, the idea of, like, control and people being, like, held down by certain systems, like caged birds, and when the bird is kind of in the cell with him, Savant can, like, kill it, but then it comes back around to eat him. And I think that, like, what I took away from that is, like, the connection between, like, not only, like, the characters and the situation they're in where they're completely out of control, but are kept in control by Waller and the government, but also, like, the people of what's it called, Corto Maltese, and, like, that storyline with, like, the people and control by the government and different things. I thought, like, that was a really strong theme throughout the movie that, like, I thought was pretty cool to talk about.
Wouldn't Starro be the biggest representation of that?
Yes.
Dude, when they all fly out like birds towards them,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
Being caged by Peter Capaldi and being
Speaking of
abused and
That
molested.
too, yeah. Exactly. There's so many things throughout. I think it's a really strong theme.
Look, Connor,
Yeah.
Burnout. You mentioned here's the comparison I'm trying to make, Connor. Right, all right. The thinker, right? He works with these creatures, and he experiments on them. Right, he does things to them. Okay.
Mhm.
On the other hand, you mentioned your father. What did he do?
Holy fucking shit. God damn it. God.
Something with dolphins, if I'm recalling correctly. Did you want to tell us about that? Keep in mind, whatever you say will be censored. So
Dad made it for a dolphin that lost it.
that's horrible.
That's really fucked up.
I don't like it. God damn it.
Wait, I don't get it. What?
Fake fan.
You gotta
Wow,
be a
Evan.
Filmatic
Wow, fake fan, Evan. God,
regular
you're
for
so.
that one.
God, you didn't even get the joke. Wow, Evan's. Guys, let's make fun of Evan now. Ha, Evan. Ha.
Wait, no, but is it like dolphin? Like,
Yeah,
your dad was dolphin
my dad.
Oh,
for the dolphin in Dolphin Tale?
Yeah,
Oh, cool. I didn't actually know that.
yeah.
Wait, how does that?
I didn't know that. Seriously.
Can I propose a question to the council?
No,
please.
fuck you.
Oh.
Yeah, okay. Now you can.
Connor can answer first.
Oh, okay.
Oh, here
Do
we
you
go.
think that the movie benefited from being rated R with the cursing and the violence?
I think
100%.
Yeah, I think personally, it made, like, just the fact that it had that amount of gore and still maintained like the comedy behind it, I think just made it more enjoyable. Like for me, the scene when Pete Davidson just gets shot in the face right at the beginning, you're like, holy shit! Like that drew me in right away.
And the whole rest of that first scene too, with
Yeah.
how fucked it is. I think, I don't know, maybe some people might see it as like a little, like, I don't know, immature, or I don't know. I kind of hate that like view of it, but I could see some people saying that with like all the cursing.
Yeah, except
And
that's the point.
yeah, exactly.
So,
It was
who
fun. It
cares?
was a
It's
fun
fun.
fucking movie.
Yeah,
It was
exactly.
stupid and it was fucking ridiculous most of the time, but it was more fun than I've had watching a movie
exactly.
like, in so long.
100%.
I
Doing
think
that
it's
for-
pretty insane going in not knowing, like, until walking into the movie theater that it was rated R, essentially.
Yeah, I
Kind
didn't
of
know
like
it was
10
rated R.
minutes before.
Adam let us know on the way in. It was crazy.
Did you check your
Yeah,
ID?
I
your
didn't know
ID
I'd have
as
to
soon as,
show my
like-
ID.
But yeah, I think it benefited the movie being rated R. I think I think it was it just added more to it and made it more outrageous,
Mhm.
and it allowed
Now,
them to, have more
if it
freedom.
was PG-13, it definitely still could have been done, but yeah, I don't think it would have been able to be the same level of.
It wouldn't
You
have
know
had
what
the
I mean?
same character.
You wouldn't
Yeah,
have the
I mean,
same
what would it
character.
be
You wouldn't
like
have the
if there
same
was-
shots. I mean, yeah.
If there was like another PG-13 version of it that maybe came out like 5 years ago and was shit, like, like
With worse writing. And
Listen, I'm not going to start
This is
advocating
big
that
cut.
this is the solution to everything, all right? But what rated R superhero movies have been bad or worse than PG-13 superhero movies? Because
So
I don't
true.
think there are any. Logan was
fucking
really good.
Logan, dude.
Deadpool 1 and 2 were good. This movie was good. Am I missing one? I might be.
let's
I mean,
see.
out of Marvel and DC, obviously, I think
Some
I haven't
people
personally
don't like the
seen
Watchmen movie.
Kick-Ass or Watchmen. but
Watchmen.
Dude, Watchmen is dope.
I've only heard
I
good
like
things
Watchmen.
about them.
Yeah, no, I'm just throwing names out there.
What about rated R Batman versus Superman?
All right,
I
fuck
have
you.
not
Or
seen it.
Justice League.
I've not
Justice
seen
League was
either of
good.
them.
Snyder Cut. Sorry,
Schneider
Schneider
Cut
Cut.
was good. It wasn't. It was just. It was good.
Didn't
I
I
didn't even know
claim
it was rated R.
that I was gonna watch
Snyder
the
Cut.
Sharif cut?
Yeah, no, it's still in production.
No, but wasn't I supposed
Dude.
to like watch it before season 4 starts or something?
Yeah, you were supposed to, but the studio is interfering a little bit, so I'm kind of having some pushback. It might be
like,
really bad.
Budget
Aaron
cuts due
Adam
to
is going to
COVID.
help us.
For those who don't know, during the Schneider Cut episode, after 2 hours, it was revealed that Evan actually never watched the Schneider Cut movie. So as his punishment, so as to not be banned from the podcast, he has to watch an edited version of Batman v Superman by me, and I'm gonna edit it. I'm gonna throw in some Joey's World Tour, throw in all kinds of different jokes for
Some
him.
secret messages,
Wait. Hold on, not to like retract, but did you just say that he was on the podcast for the new movie and didn't watch it?
Yes, correct. Well, that was the joke. That was
Look, it was I did a little social experiment.
You
He
would
did.
get it.
Was that
It actually,
planned,
if you
or was
listen to
that-
it, no, it was like at the last minute. He was like, "I want to be on it, but I haven't seen it. Can we do this joke?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's pretty funny." And if you listen to it, actually, he did a pretty good job. And we kind of start slowly like improv, like reveal little pieces, and at the end he like reveals it. I think it worked
That's
out pretty
good.
well.
I gotta listen to the podcast. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, it's one of my favorite podcasts. Unironically,
I need to watch
think.
the movie first. Also, I haven't seen it.
Sure.
Yet. I haven't even seen the original because I just didn't give a shit.
That's
But
okay.
this movie actually made me kind of care about DC because if they
Yes.
continue making movies this quality, I will give a shit.
See, the problem is it hasn't done that for me retroactively about the other movies that happened before, unfortunately. But I'm hyped for the new Batman. I mean, I already was hyped for the new Batman,
dude.
but like,
I'm gonna come. I'm literally when that
I will
fucking
come
movie
to the
comes out,
movies.
You
I
come to the
will.
movies.
Oh.
Well, I think you're sensing a theme here that all the best DC movies have no connection to the other ones. They're all, you know what I mean?
Well, it really
Suicide
highlights the
Squad,
fact that you don't need a
yeah,
cinematic universe.
exactly. Suicide Squad, the
True.
Batman, even you could argue Shazam. I think for what it was and what it intended to be was pretty good. And again, it
Dude,
wasn't connected to anything.
Fuck cinematic universes.
Yeah.
Like, I think there are, like, obviously, like, cool moments that you can get out of having connected movies, and, like, it makes for, like, these, like, you know, dream kind of moments. But, like, also, I think when the movie can just focus on itself and not have to pay respect to
Mhm.
another director and writer's vision and their universe, you know.
It
I
takes
don't know.
so much more out of it than it actually gives. Like the little moments you're talking about are great, but like, yeah, it's just, you know, maybe I've come around on the whole Spider-Man Far From Home being a shit movie thing. Looking back at it now,
Is that the second
I
one?
mean, yeah, I mean, like, pretty. I don't know. We'll continue talking about this movie, obviously, but like,
Yeah.
I think that it really just like shows you in a lot of ways
Mhm.
what a superhero movie should be,
And-
and
no, and
that's
it-
just like fun. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
why
yeah,
are
and it makes it
superhero
harder to
movies
go
not
back.
fucking fun?
yeah.
Like, what are
Yeah.
you doing?
But
Because
I think they can also be serious. But when you, I don't know, I think honestly, when you start trying to like ride the line between both, I feel like that's when bad comes out of Marvel. If that
That's-
makes
Well, I
sense.
think Marvel also just became mediocre because, well, we mentioned, like 20 minutes ago about how when you just hire directors to complete a job and all the action sequences are completed in previous 3 years prior to when the script is written, you know what I mean? There's only so much a director can do at that point.
Yeah.
I don't, which I should mention. I don't know if anyone, for those who don't know, most of the Marvel action sequences are rendered in CGI at least 2 years before the movie is even finished in pre-production.
Dude, they must
And
have
I
they're
didn't
right
accidentally
know
around
that. That's
slipped it
crazy.
into Black
There's a pretty
Panther.
interesting
Oh, that
They-
Black Panther scene! Holy
that
fuck!
Oh my
ending
God.
scene.
Yeah,
There's
the
a really
final
interesting.
fight is ridiculous.
I'll link the video
So
below. I think
bad.
it's like a Vulture or a Wired video. They show some of that footage.
I think I've seen
Like,
that one actually.
Yeah, like Infinity War, like in 2016 or 15. You know, they completed that big action scene at the end. My point
I
is,
just want to.
Damn.
yeah,
I just want to add really quick before we get too far from it. I'm not trying to disagree with Casey, right? Sorry to go off of the CGI stuff, you know, but I think CGI. It's like,
thank you,
you
King
know, a
Shark.
superhero movie should just be fun, but also I think like Batman will be dead serious, or like if we want to go back, like Logan was dead serious, and that was also really good. You know what I mean?
That's true. I think that you know, what Nabil said about like where when they try to, it's mostly just about like what does
Depends
the
on the source.
story
Yeah,
call
Yeah.
what do you want?
Because like
Exactly.
if it's the Suicide Squad, you don't want like, not to keep relating it back to, but like 2016, like that was just not like the, I don't know. And like, I think that if it's like a dark fucking Batman comic, obviously it calls for a more
Mhm.
serious movie. Or like if it's the fucking Dark Knight trilogy, like it's just like
Well, yeah, and it's like,
when a director has an actual vision for it, then
mhm.
like it actually comes out either an enjoyable experience and like just fun and doesn't have to have a lot of serious deep meaning, or it can be a enjoyable serious movie and with dark themes. And I don't know.
I think even with DC, you know, you take like Zack Snyder's Batman v Superman, whether you like it or not, it was his vision. You know what I mean? Versus like in the Whedon cut of Justice League, they try to force in all this Marvel stuff, the jokes and the quips and everything, and it just doesn't work with the characters that he established as Batman and Superman in the previous movie. You know what I mean? It's just not what he was going for, so it doesn't work. So you don't want that. You know, you don't. It doesn't make sense. So you're right. You both are right. It totally relies on how the creators paying respect to the source material, or whatever they want to do with it. They state what they're going to do and they do it, and that's what I love about this movie, is that in the beginning it tells you what kind of movie it's going to be and it does it, and it feels right for numerous reasons, because because of the source material, like I said, I keep saying it, but because of that and because of the director's vision. So
And I think also it might be a good time to just backtrack a little because
yeah, we can jump
I
around.
might have come off as talking in like absolutes or something, but I think another strength of the movie is that like while it is just a lot of fun and doesn't take itself too seriously, it still like makes you care about the characters and like works in some
There's
serious
surprising emotion
type
in this
scenes.
movie.
Yeah, like and I think like a similar thing is like it feels like I don't want to just be like, oh, this movie is Deadpool, like it's trying to be Deadpool or something. I just feel like it's got a similar vibe where it's like you actually care about, Ryan Reynolds, or you care about Wade. Well, that's funny. You care about Wade Wilson's
guy.
relationship, but also it's not like the movie is like bogged down by unnecessary like emotional sad scenes, and then they flip back to super funny third wall breaking stuff. Like it's like mixed well, almost like music tier. It has
I
to
don't
like
know. It got
mix
a
well and
little
flow well.
messy, in my opinion, towards the end.
Suicide Squad, or
Yeah. Is that where?
Okay.
Yeah.
What were you? What do you mean? Can you elaborate?
Like, I don't know. I just kind of felt like the third act of the movie, like when the Starro battle was happening, and I forget if it was maybe beforehand when they were doing the whole like, when the people knocked out Amanda Waller because she was about to like, kill them all. It got like, it kind of lost like a lot of its fun for me around that part. I still
Really?
enjoyed the Starro fight, but
I
I don't know. I thought it was like a little boring.
I would say the opposite. I don't know. I think it was actually pretty thrilling when they turned their back on her, and she's about to blow their heads up, and
Mhm.
they obviously, like you said, take her out.
I think it
And I
should
think it
just
makes the
been
fight more exciting
played off a little funnier.
because it's like they're
I would have
realizing
loved
their
to
call
see
to
like
action.
all the characters just be like, man, fuck this shit. I'm out of here. This is bullshit. We're not fighting this giant fucking starfish. I don't know. That's just me griping, I guess. But like, I do think the Starro fight itself was very like funny. I thought it was I especially
Did you
like
like
the scene where
Did you like the eye?
yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
just about
yeah,
to
that
say.
scene was
When she
awesome.
jumps into the eye.
Yeah,
The
it's funny because
rats.
And
I think it's cool
the
because with
rats.
all the gore, you're expecting just an eye to be stabbed,
But
but
it
it gives
was
you this
like
very. It's so
it
soothing,
slowed down for a
Yeah,
second and had this just very out of place but like almost surreal scene with the
yeah.
fucking like, oh dude, the rats just like
Eat all of
eating the
its. Yeah,
literal like guts of this starfish, and the
yeah.
whole thing just filling up with blood as Harley Quinn's just like in like almost this like dazed. She almost like it seemed like almost euphoric.
Yeah, she was in awe of what was happening.
It was so beautiful.
Here's a fun fact actually. Harley Quinn in that scene is swimming in the. Well, I don't know what the word is. Bodily fluid of Starro, I guess.
The eye.
But I actually rewatched the first like 30 minutes of Suicide Squad today, the 2016 one, and when Batman is chasing the Joker and Harley in the car, and he's about to crash the car in the water, she's like, "Put in, I can't swim," and then it goes in, and Batman has to save her because she can't swim.
Mhm.
But in this movie, she can swim, so therefore,
Character
Harley
argue
Quinn
development.
that
learned how to
2016
swim.
Suicide Squad is not canon.
Harley
That's
Quinn learned to swim.
Or hey, I have an idea. Maybe
Okay.
after 3 films now, one of them was like a whole movie about her dealing with her breakup with the Joker. She's become independent.
Birds of Prey.
She's become wholly independent on herself.
Did
where
did
she
anyone
is
see
now.
Birds of Prey?
I did see it.
No.
Okay. What did you
Want to
think?
know something interesting I read really quick?
Yeah.
I want to say.
I've seen Birds of Prey also.
I don't know exactly to what extent. I just saw this as an article title. James Gunn, quote unquote, was unaware of Birds of Prey while making the Suicide Squad. I don't know
That's-
what stage or if it was up until the movie was pretty much fully written or what, but it's pretty interesting. Someone should look into it.
Unironically, that's kind of surprising because it feels like it actually flows very nicely off of the development of Birds of Prey. I don't know if you agree, Manny, but I think it is
Yeah,
important.
because that whole I don't know if that was just a way for them kind of to get out of having to deal with Jared Leto or something. Like they, that whole
Probably.
movie was about making her an independent character instead of always Joker's girlfriend. And so this movie kind of has the benefit of being the next step in that,
Mhm.
and this kind of new reimagined, rejuvenated character of her. Which
Yeah,
I
it
thought was
actually
great.
comes off well. That is true. Like I noticed, I haven't seen Birds of Prey either, but like just between both Suicide Squads, like there's a clear difference in
Yeah.
the portrayal of her
Yeah,
character.
I know. That's why it surprises me is because the scene with her and the president of Corto Maltese, that felt like straight out of Birds of Prey in the tone and the way
Yeah.
she was acting. So I'm surprised actually that he's claiming he didn't see it.
Yeah, I found out what he said. I'll just
Yeah,
read
sure.
the quote. To be completely honest, I didn't even know about the Harley movie when I was writing the screenplay. I found out about that awful late in the process. But I knew that no matter which way you look at it, Harley has a past relationship with the Joker, so I needed her to be coming out of that, and I needed her to make a healthy choice from her perspective about where she's going in life and not being dependent on men.
Well, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is it still makes sense because that
It
is
worked
the
out.
natural next step. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think this article sums it up well. This person that wrote this, it's just like he understands the character even without knowing about that movie enough to write it well.
I kind of like
See,
how Margot Robbie played her. Like in this movie, she seemed
Yeah.
like very, like almost dazed, kind of like daydreaming through it.
I thought she was great. I loved that scene with the president, the fucking music, and then when she shoots him, and I loved like the fucking where she's like captured and stuff too.
She's in
Yeah.
that big ditch, and she's like,
Well,
he gave me the
the
what was it?
javelin. I like the
javelin.
javelin. The javelin was good. Big fan of the javelin. But the scene where she's captured and they're like interrogating her, and
Oh
she
yeah.
gets the key from that guard with her foot,
Mhm.
right? So unironically, this is not a joke. Apparently, like 2 or 3 days ago, Quentin Tarantino was asked about Suicide Squad. I'm not making this up. You can look it up.
This is
Suicide
good.
Squad, and he's like, "Yeah, I know the scene where she was captured and did that trick. That was my favorite scene in the movie."
No
Like,
way.
literally,
Dude, you must be
I swear,
trolling.
I swear. Google it right now. I swear.
Shameless
It's insane.
Tarantino foot
Dude,
fetish.
he's
So
literally
good.
fucking what.
It's so funny.
What a character.
Unironically, like watching the scene, I was like, this feels like nearly could be foot fetished here if this was Quentin Tarantino. I
That
literally
was my
thinking
first
that,
thought too.
Unironically,
It
that's
was-
so funny that actually is just confirmed.
Yeah, it's a strange timeline we live in.
But I just want to go back really quick to Evan talking about the latter part of the movie, the fight with Starro getting kind of messy. You said also integral, I feel like, to that act, if you will. I'd say it's the same act. How did you feel about the stuff with Peacemaker?
Sure,
Right before the
Peacemaker.
Starro fight.
Let's talk Peacemaker.
I think the conflict between what's his name, Bloodsport and Peacemaker, like clearly they had that beef forming throughout the movie, but like I don't know. Like
Here's
I
sorry.
think it was kind
Quick
of
note.
satisfying and to see them duke it out at the end. So
the scene where they're walking through the village, kill all the people,
that was
And they turn
one
out
of
to be the good
funniest
guys.
scenes.
yeah, that was the best scene in the movie, in my opinion.
I really
I think
like,
I agree.
when he goes, Bloodsport's like, no one likes to show off, and then Peacemaker's like, unless what they're showing off is dope as fuck. I thought that was a pretty good delivery by John
If it's
Cena.
John Cena, dude, John Cena
It
did
was
such
so
a good job.
good, man.
And then
This movie.
Bloodsport replies with the fuck. He's right.
Yeah.
I think John Cena was my favorite character in the movie,
Definitely stand out.
which is like
Sure.
I was not expecting that.
I would say he's
WWE has some good output.
I was gonna
now.
say his performance in this movie makes me think he's the best out of them, out of that bunch,
Mhm.
probably.
between
Fuck
Batista,
The Rock. Fuck.
The Rock is definitely the worst.
Yeah, Dave Bautista's pretty good, obviously.
Roman Reigns.
Vin
is
Diesel was
pretty-
not a wrestler, right?
No, he
No,
was-
Vin Diesel is just a
He's just
freak.
an
He's
asshole.
just
Yeah.
fucking crazy.
Vin Diesel just never learned how to speak
Basically, he
Well,
just does some
finally.
Facebook lives.
Dude,
Doing a live.
I love the theme of just like casting fucking illiterate actors to play like the big stupid characters.
Sylvester Stallone plays the shark.
Exactly.
Dude,
And King
Sylvester
Shark-
Stallone sounds like he got fucked up in a boxing match or Vietnam.
That's pretty good.
King Shark, my favorite character in the movie. I cried when the fishes attacked him.
Dude,
Unironically.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
insane how emotional
When he
they
fell down
made
the
me
building.
feel about King Shark. When like
I thought he was
there were
dead. I
few
was
scenes.
like,
Yeah, well, all leading up to that, the scene where he's like sitting alone while they're in the bar drinking,
Yeah, that kind
just
of
felt sad. The scene where like he makes the thing for Peacemaker and then he turns around and everyone's gone, and then right after that, the fish scene happens. Well, both of them, he sees them and then they attack him. I don't know. It was crazy.
The scene where you mentioned when Peacemaker like notices the others are getting in the elevator and goes and follows them. You don't realize it on first watch, but he's going because he has ulterior motives. So I think that was pretty smart. Also, I feel like the thing with Peacemaker and his like twist and all that, I think it works so well because they set him up to be this caricature where it's like he's the perfect soldier. He'll do anything for peace. My point is, I think that's what they were trying to do with Rick Flag in the 2016 Suicide Squad, but it doesn't work as well because that's not his character, and it was poorly written. Obviously, my point is, I think that if you were to inject a perfect soldier into the Suicide Squad, that is what it would look like. And I think it's great that they actually used Peacemaker for that purpose rather than Rick Flag.
Yeah,
Similarly,
for sure.
Yeah.
I would also say that King Shark is a better Killer Croc because Killer Croc was also that man-eating
Killer-
monster.
Exactly.
Killer
Yeah.
Croc's
they're
was
the
just
same
Big Joke
thing.
was like, I want to watch BET,
Yeah.
which felt kind of racist.
And fried chicken too. He literally wanted fried chicken.
Literally, it actually was like,
Dude, when the shark just yells "fuck."
yeah, no, that was hilarious.
I want to bring this up. I know I've talked to Nabil about it, and maybe Evan. I also Casey, but I just for everyone, I guess, comparing King Shark to the role of like Groot, for example,
Mhm.
King Shark feels so much more satisfying as like a comic relief type of CGI character
Yeah,
than
You still
any
care about
other
him.
character in that role.
Like
Honestly, it's sad, but he's better than the Hulk, I think, in the MCU.
Agreed.
yeah, I'd agree with that, especially after Endgame.
Ragnarok kind of puts some competition, but there's a lot more shitty Hulk character development and humor throughout the MCU than in Ragnarok. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dude,
There's
they did
more
Hulk
bad.
dirty.
It sucks.
I would be down to watch another like solo Hulk movie.
Ang Lee's
I
Hulk.
kind of
Yeah,
like
it's,
the one with Edward Norton.
Remember when Goebel used to
Not
talk
that
about that a
bad.
lot? Evan, I don't know if you remember
In a
that.
good way or a bad way?
I think a good way.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I don't mind Edward Norton as Bruce Banner. A side note, Evan, I don't know if you knew this. We might have talked about it already, but for anyone that doesn't know, they can't make a solo Hulk movie because the
Universal.
deal with Universal is that
Yeah.
they get like the privilege to get the
Ensembles.
last look at the movie, and then if they want to, they can choose to distribute it and get all the profits from whoever made it.
Yeah,
And there's
they
like
can
no
only use
word
it-
on whether or not that deal ends, or if so, when.
Well, when
we got a
Disney
cool
buys
ride,
Universal,
though, right?
Oh no! If that
Yeah, when
happens,
Disney will own everything, dude.
you think Disney will buy DC?
Someday.
Like in the next 5 years, you think it's
No,
possible?
not 5 years. I do think Manny and I talked about this a little bit in our fan casting the Justice League episode, but I do think after talking to Manny about it and hearing some stuff, Marvel versus DC movie could be coming sooner than we think, and I don't know how to feel about that. But
You got to admit, it would be crazy. The multiverse really sets it up. I mean,
yeah, I mean, think about how much money it would make. Like,
dude, I would honestly be hyped just to see how they do it. I don't think it would necessarily. I wouldn't have high expectations for it to be good as a movie, but I definitely would want to go see it,
But is
just
that,
like everyone else.
Is that the biggest? Is that the peak of superhero films? Like, what do they do after that? Like, that's like the biggest.
exactly.
Well, it
But
felt
then-
like first it was Avengers, and then it
Yeah.
was Batman versus Superman.
Then Infinity War, Endgame. What's
And
like
now
the
all the
next
multiverse
stakes?
shit.
Freaking DC versus Marvel versus Disney
Capcom
versus
versus Disney
versus Lego versus.
I mean, Far From
Space
Home
Jam.
is like a step towards Marvel versus DC. You know what I mean?
Fart from
Or
home.
yeah, No Way Home. My bad. We don't talk about that.
Oh,
Yeah.
true. Also, Alfred Molina just got married. I don't know why.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't know why. I don't.
Yeah, it's kind of
Why did he
questionable.
do that?
No, I meant to say I don't know why I said that, but
Yeah,
yeah.
I did actually see that as well. Congratulations, Alfred Molina. You'll be receiving the Filmatic podcast gift basket.
No, he married the lady who's in charge of like something in Disney. Like she directed
Something.
Frozen, and she's in charge of like marketing. I don't.
He didn't marry the lady from Spider-Man 2?
No, she died.
Oh my god.
I
Wait,
didn't
in
know that.
real life?
No, in the movie.
Oh. Oof.
Dude, the glass in her eye in the movie. I mean,
Rosie, bro, come on.
Rosie. Oh, Rosie, I love this boy.
Dude, what are you guys talking about?
Yeah, we just sound like we're
We're just simping for Raimi's
so
Spider-Man.
gibberish.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like those
God.
ones. Those ones are good. Well, I'm not a huge fan of the third one. I know you guys like totally simp for Spider-Man 3, but like
Okay, simp. Okay, wait.
No, I'll simp for
Simperman.
Spider-Man 3.
It depends how you define simp, but I don't think it's a terrible movie. That's for sure. Anyway,
Let there be carnage.
let there
I
be.
mean, it's an interesting further example of like studio
interference,
overreach. Yeah.
yeah.
Get the Raimi cut of Spider-Man 3. Come on, man. That'd be epic.
You guys see like Evil Dead by Sam Raimi? Those are like
I need to
one of
watch
his
that.
earliest
The
movies.
first one.
Bruce Campbell is hype though.
Oh yeah. You'd love them. They're so fun.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see his take on Doctor Strange. You know,
Oh yeah.
because he's directing that one. Anyway, let's circle back.
Yeah, so
You
like
guys,
Peacemaker.
Peacemaker.
I love how they like just make him like just a total hypocrite throughout the movie. Just how he's
it's
like
hilarious.
constantly just killing like innocent lives and shit.
That's crazy because like in the comics, like he just is a fucking mental case. Like his dad like killed himself when he was like 3 years old.
I will
So that
say,
kind of like haunts him. Yeah.
yeah, I will say it makes his like kind of double cross at the end of the movie more enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
Like just having him turn like that.
And it makes sense, you know. Anything for peace.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I thought Idris Elba was so good as Bloodsport, and I would love to see more. And I hope he does. Hope in some capacity we get more Bloodsport. But then if we don't, I don't mind either, because this is again another reason it's a great comic book movie is because it has a solid arc. You know what I mean? Where you don't have to be left wanting more or waiting for the setup for more, like some other franchises.
Except the after credits scene leading into
With
the
Weasel?
Peacemaker HBO show.
Oh, okay. That I'm actually excited to see.
I'm so excited for that because Peacemaker such a good character. I think we could talk about him more. I mean, fucking.
Do you? Yeah.
I think it's really interesting, like how the movie. I'm not saying it's like groundbreaking, but like talking about like American imperialism and
Well, it's definitely an
like-
overarching theme. you
oh
know?
yeah,
Mhm.
and I think it's like
The
really
giant
cool to
American
see
flag
that
in the beginning.
in a blockbuster movie. Like I don't know, I think it's not like it's never been done before, but like to see it kind of like and be like, yeah, this is like it just feels very real.
Mhm.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the giant American flag, and then it's like all the
The
people that
creation of
walk out in
Starro.
front of it are sent off to their death as a fucking distraction.
yeah.
And like they talk about it a lot with the whole situation where they're trying to use Starro as a weapon.
And like these people, the Suicide Squad, they're not even like doing it for their country. They're doing
Yeah.
it because they're basically forced to.
They're forced to, yeah.
I like this trend, like with some superhero franchises. There's that comparison of superheroes being a brand. So I was also thinking of Homelander and
Well,
Peacemaker.
yeah, I was gonna say.
There's
yeah.
a connection there. There's
Some of the boys similarities for sure.
Yeah, and Watchmen. That's another big idea. It's like, oh, these heroes are contracted by the government, or like what's his name? Superman in The Dark Knight Returns is the same thing. He's just a government puppet. So it's like it's a very interesting what's the word, commentary
Mhm.
on the United States.
What did you think about? I don't know if you've seen it, Manny, but the same thing in Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yes, there you go again. What's
I
his
think
name?
it was really well done. Not to branch off
So
and
It's a
start
step in the
talking
right
about
direction
that,
for
but
Marvel for sure.
Even
Like, that's-
War
yeah.
Machine and Iron Man 2. Okay, fine.
Wait. You have to
Wait,
repeat
we've
that.
seen
War Machine.
Iron Man 2. We watched.
I
that
love
one.
Iron Man 2. Yeah, it's a good
Yeah,
one.
War Machine. He's kind of somewhat an
Kinda.
example of that.
I guess
No,
Yeah.
no, you're actually right.
Yeah.
That's a good
They're
example.
kind
in
of
the third
making
one,
an
they put-
icon out of him.
in the third
Yeah.
one they
I
make
thought
him
that was in
Iron
the third one.
Patriot.
Yeah, Iron
No.
Patriot.
No, but in the
no,
second one, they had
he
this big
works
arc.
with Justin
Yeah.
Hammer.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
They had this big arc where he wants to bring the suit to the military.
Yeah,
And
true.
Tony keeps telling him no, and he's like, fuck it, and he does
Yeah,
it.
he kind of
and
like just takes it from Tony.
yeah.
War Machine actually has an arc in the MCU, which is weird to
That's
think
why he won an
about.
Emmy for Falcon and Winter Soldier, bro.
It's true. It's fact.
That's bullshit. Dude won an Emmy for a minute-long scene.
Wait, he actually did?
Or
Yeah.
sorry, I don't know if did he win? I mean,
Yes,
he was
he won
nominated.
it.
Oh my
Wait,
god!
Why?
no, sorry. Wait, no. I think he was only nominated. I don't
Still,
think the Emmys have
Still,
happened yet.
the fact that he got
Pretty
nominated.
ridiculous.
Don Cheadle
He
gets
was like-
nominated for Space Jam: A New Legacy. He's gonna get the
I'm
Oscar.
Algae Rhythm.
When's the Space
Come on,
Jam
King.
podcast
Fight
coming?
for your life. Space. I think that'd be a funny one. We could do that. That'd be a fun.
I
little-
couldn't finish that movie, man. That shit's
Oh,
whack,
dude, it
bro.
was
Oh,
fucking
it took a few tries for sure.
bunch of
few.
hoopla.
Really, there's just no other way to describe that movie other than fucking hoopla.
I thought Connor was about to defend it. I was like,
Really? It's not that bad, guys.
No, the movie was awful. It was so funny.
It had
Come
like
on. What,
Mad Max scene and
Awesome
And,
Powers.
Harry Potter World.
Powers.
Matrix, whoa.
Rick and Morty,
Joker
Rick and
in
Morty.
it, though? Was Joker in it?
Yes, he was.
He was like in
Really?
the background, right?
Yeah, and they had the
Pennywise.
Joker
That's insane.
poster
The
for like
mask.
5 seconds. Too.
Which Joker
Oh
was
yeah.
it?
Nicholson. Why do I know that?
Yeah, you're a little too quick to answer there, and we're gonna have to slow
Nicholson.
down.
No, I know because it's funny because during the I don't know if you've seen it, Darian. I don't remember if you said you did, but during the scene with the big game, they have all the characters behind them, and it's like
They're all like
oh my
running
God,
out of the
it's
hills.
Batman and Robin and Joker, and they're here to see but they're just like it's blurry, right? But they're all just like cosplay tier
Yeah.
versions of the characters. There's no indication that they're any version of any actual character or iteration. It's just like
funny.
a cosplay of Batman, a cosplay of Robin, and a cosplay of the Joker. It's hilarious.
Are they animated or are they real?
No, they're like real people standing in the background.
It looked like in the
But they're all, like-
trailer, the Matrix characters were CGI to me.
The
I
thing
think they were
is,
animated, right?
they have like all the characters standing around the court, but like they're all just looking in different directions
Yeah,
and
because
just
it was
doing
green
little
screen, yeah.
dances and shit. And like it
Yeah, it
goes
doesn't line
on
up.
for so long that you can just like see all these characters just repeating the same actions and just it's just so distracting.
I'm
It's
also certain
bonkers.
it didn't line up either with the tone or what was going on in the foreground. Like it would be like LeBron James's son being like, "I hate you, Dad."
Yeah, and they're all
I'm
like
gonna beat
cheering
you
in
in
the
the game.
back.
And they're like, "Woo, Oppa Gangnam Style," and then the Joker's like doing a back. Literally, I'm pretty sure the Joker does a backflip at one point, if I'm not mistaken. If it's not the Joker, then it's Batman. Either way, it's funny.
Dude, it's so
Bro.
bad that the way you were describing that initially, Evan, sounds like fucking the final fight in Endgame. Just a bunch of people in the background that are like doing the same repetitive actions over and over, and it becomes distracting.
Yeah, it's just like visual barf. It
At
just
least there's
smells.
color in Space Jam, you know?
Not just
Man,
gray
That
and
movie
white.
fucking sucks.
Yeah.
the like title credits is just like random clips of LeBron
Of
James
LeBron.
being
Dude,
hyped.
they circle jerked LeBron so hard. Everyone
Circle
calls him
jerked.
King. Everyone calls him King for some reason. No one ever calls him by his name. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yo, King.
It's like, hey, what's going on, King? Hey, King, you want to hop on my dick? Like, it's like, it doesn't make any sense.
Up on my dick.
Like, even the villain is like, I'm gonna fuck you, King. Like, it doesn't make any sense. It's like,
The villain, LeBron James' son.
no, Don Cheadle.
Don Cheadle's the villain? I thought the villain was
No, wait.
LeBron
No.
James' son.
I didn't save
Listen.
my character.
Yeah, oh my god. No, literally, Don Cheadle plays the Warner Brothers algorithm, like the Warner Brothers server personified.
What?
And he comes up with a marketing. This is
He
totally
churns
true.
out movies.
Yeah, he comes up with a marketing scheme, and he's like, "All right, LeBron, we're gonna make you the face of Warner Brothers, and you're gonna be in this movie, and you're gonna do this, and it's gonna be awesome. What do you think, LeBron?" And LeBron's like, "No, I don't want to do that."
He's like,
and then
it's just a
Yeah,
bad idea.
yeah,
It's
it's
just
so funny. And then the server, Don Cheadle gets mad, so he sucks in LeBron and his son and uses LeBron's son hatred towards his dad because his dad won't let him become a video game artist.
He wants to go to E3 summer camp.
Yeah, he wants to go to E3.
The Looney Tunes aren't even in this shit, dude.
No.
Dude, yeah,
Yeah,
no,
this
they
can-
don't.
this
I don't think they
cannot
come
be
into the
fucking
movie until like
real,
40
dude.
minutes in, and
Yeah, I was
you
gonna say.
can hardly. Unironically, like it wasn't a Looney Tunes movie. It
There
had
are only-
nothing to do
yeah.
with them.
There are only 2 jokes that are funny, and they're just Looney Tunes jokes. So why don't I just go watch Looney Tunes? You know what I mean?
What were those
Like-
2 jokes?
Okay, so one was when Martian, I was gonna say Martian Manhunter, when Marvin the Martian shows up, right? Actually, both jokes involve Marvin the Martian. First, he's like gonna shoot Bugs Bunny or LeBron or whoever with like a gravity ray, right, to make them like float or whatever, to like tell them to fuck off, whatever. It's a gravity ray, and he switches the gun, so it's like So before it says gravity ray, it's like fire ray, whatever, something ray, and then one of the things just says Charles, Ray, and I thought that was really funny. And Ray,
No, that's not that funny.
okay, relative to everything else, it's hilarious.
It
It was Looney Tunes for a moment.
It's Looney Tunes, yeah. And then the other joke directly after that, or no, sorry, directly before that, is when he arrives in his spaceship, and they're like, "Oh my god, who is it?" And the door and the walkway comes down, and like the door opens, but then another door opens, and like 10 doors open. I don't know. I thought that was funny.
Dude, I like the one where the skunk sexually harasses a woman. You remember that one? That it was a big controversy that the skunk was canceled from Space
The skunk
Jam.
did get canceled, yeah, that's true.
Wait, what?
Pepe Le Pew. We have to censor that, I think. We can't say his name.
Pepe Le
Did they like edit him out of the movie?
They just never put him in because of
Did he leave a statement?
the implications. I could try to find it, but
Oh, like in the old.
He deleted
cartoons?
his Twitter, so you can't find his statement anymore.
no, there's a website, bro. There's a website. Let's see. Pepe Le Pew won't be appearing in Warner Bros. Space Jam sequel.
He tweeted some bad things.
And then he directed.
Picture of
the
Epstein, I bet.
fucking-
Pepe was set to appear in a black and white Casablanca cafe sequence. Pepe, playing a bartender, starts hitting on a woman at the bar. He begins kissing her arm which she pulls back, then slamming Pepe into the chair next to hers. She then pours her drink on Pepe, slaps him hard, sending him spinning in his stool, which is then stopped by LeBron James's hand. James and Bugs Bunny are looking for Lola, and Pepe knows her whereabouts. Pepe then tells the guys that Penelope Cat has filed a restraining order against them. James makes a remark in the script that Pepe can't grab other tunes without their consent. This is real. Upon learning that her scene with Pepe was cut, Santa was upset, according to her spokesperson. Oh, I guess that's the actress. The actress singer has been a victim of sexual harassment and has spoken out against it. Yeah. So
Canceled.
Pepe Le Pew was on the flight logs for Epstein Island.
Oh my god.
right next to Bill Gates.
Oh, we're gonna get.
We're gonna
Pepe Le
lose.
Pew actually has invested in Chinese
ID
vaccine
2020.
research also.
Dude,
So
this podcast is gonna get shut down so quickly.
yeah, I mean they don't want you to know the truth. Have you seen his financial records? It's ridiculous.
Doesn't make any sense.
Black money donations from Wuhan a
ID
year before the
2020.
pandemic.
ID 2020. Look it up. Look it up. All right.
Space Jam 2020. Space Jam 2020.
Pepe Le Pew funded microchip development.
Okay, do you guys think Rick Flag could still be alive after this movie?
No.
No.
No, not at all. You don't
No
think
way
they could
they
bring him
would
back?
keep fucking
God, I hate when they do
Peacemaker
that.
and Rick Flag alive.
Yeah, no, I think Peacemaker is already sus, but the character was good enough, so it was like bringing him back wasn't
Peacemaker did have
horrible.
red in his suit. So.
But like, if they brought back Flag, I feel like it would just demean the entire arc.
Yeah, no, for sure. But that scene of the shrapnel going into his heart, that shot.
Oh, that was awesome! I forgot about that. That was insane, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm also.
That whole fight scene was sick.
Evan, I liked the scene with the helmet. I know you were saying something about it.
I just thought I thought the shot, like, it turned out well, but it was just kind of like, I don't know, just a little like, hey, look at this cool shot. Ooh, it's got weird perspective.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what it was. I agree. That's
why it's cool. Like a comic book panel type moment, you know? It's like one of those full pages.
When they're fighting in the reflection of the helmet.
Oh.
Well, actually, it's not even that they're fighting. Like, Peacemaker, I saw upon my rewatch, I looked a little closer. Peacemaker is just railing into Flag at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's kind of symbolic that, it's the Peacemaker helmet with the dove on it. But he's just fucking, like,
that's true.
Railing this guy into a wall in the reflection.
Yeah, and it's like...
I didn't even think of that, actually.
The helmet is so, like, untouched, you know?
Like, I've noticed throughout the entire scene...
It's pristine.
The entire helmet shot... Rick Flag doesn't fight back once. It's just Peacemaker.
That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, that actually is pretty neat.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. There's actually one character we haven't even brought up yet.
Wait.
Really quick.
Hold on.
Manny, go ahead, and then I just want to say one more thing.
Yeah. Is this about the character you haven't brought up yet?
I just wanted to say one more thing about Peacemaker.
Oh, yeah, do Peacemaker first.
All right, yeah. All I wanted to say is I really wanted to highlight this quote that I had pulled up, when they're entering the island and Peacemaker says, if this whole beach was completely covered in dicks and somebody said I had to eat every dick until the beach was clean for liberty, I would say no problemo. That show is so funny. And then, Ratcatcher's like, why would somebody put penises all over the beach? And then Peacemaker's like, who knows why madmen do what they do? I thought that was like
that made the joke.
Delivery,
that really made the joke.
It's just great. I just wanted to bring that up before.
He was hilarious.
John Cena is so good. You know that Lauga Mai video?
He really performed it well though. It wasn't just the writing. You know what I mean? Like I feel like he did a pretty good job.
No, seriously, yeah, he did a good job.
He has good comedic timing.
For sure. That's why I'm excited for the HBO series. Anyway,
is it going to be a comedy?
I don't know.
I'm sure it'll have some comedy in it.
I think it'd be cool if he runs into another member of the Suicide Squad again. You know what I mean? Since he's
they're contracting him to save the world, right? And it's the people that worked on Task Force X. Maybe have a partner or something.
No, yeah, I think it'd be cool if he, there's like a sequence where he runs into, I don't know. I guess Bloodsport would be the coolest, but not likely, I guess.
The Peacemaker and the Ratcatcher 2. That's the name of the show, I'm pretty sure. It's
True.
True. That is the name of the show. True.
I can confirm that. Manny, you were going to say something before Evan was going to say something?
I think I know what Evan is about to get into, and I want to start it off.
I also think I know what Evan.
Yeah, I think we need to get into.
I hope we all know.
I just want to say this.
I hope we all remember the other character in the movie.
Milton. Fucking, I'm doing the joke again. All right.
Anyways, so this guy, his first role was in The Dark Knight, and that role always stuck out to me.
Yeah.
It's like a 5 minute
so
scene.
good.
This guy plays the perfect creep, and I did a little research on him, and he's like a real comic book nerd. So, and I saw an interview with him. So when he got this role, like this was like a blessing to him to have this part. Mm-hmm. And I think the Polka Dot Man deserves at least 15 minutes of our time.
Yes, sir.
He's a great actor.
It's come a long way, dude.
David
2008.
The Smash.
Yeah, dude.
He's good in Prisoners.
Dude, he's in Twin Peaks.
He's in Twin Peaks?
He's in the
Blade
Return.
Runner.
Oh, okay.
He's not like a huge character, but he's in it.
Yeah, actually, that seems familiar now.
I mean, and once again, you just come back to this thing where it's like,
I just
Damn, they
realized he was an
really.
Ant-Man also. I just wanted
Yeah,
to
he
say
was an
that.
Ant-Man. Yeah.
That's crazy. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. You come back to this thing where it's like they really made us care about the polka dot man. Did not see that going in. You know, I thought he might have been the first to die. You know, just looking at the posters and stuff. So
Yeah.
the fact that it's cool.
He has to
yeah.
like barf out polka dots. or
Oh,
else
dude, that
they'll
scene where his face
consume
is like
him.
all. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Um,
I thought
the
the
mom thing was hilarious.
I don't know. I
love
thought
that
they
shit.
overused that joke.
Yeah, I feel like they could have used it like the
One
first and
less.
second time, you know? Yeah. Or maybe the first and last time.
I will say-
I think one last time. But they're, you know, comedy
I remember
comes
me
in
and Darian
threes,
audibly
right?
laughing definitely when he just said it in passing before they ever like did a visual joke with it.
Yeah,
Yeah, when he says
When he's
if I act like they're my mom, then they're
Yeah,
easy to
then
kill.
it's,
That
he's
was
like, yeah. The way his delivery was so perfect, it was hilarious. I was
oh,
like,
dude, he seemed
Where
crazy
is she
the
now?
entire movie.
Where is she now? Everywhere. That was good.
yeah, that was good too. Yeah,
I mean, I think like
It's such a funny
using
face.
the CGI mom in the last, you know, the Starro fight scene was also good though, because it does like wrap
made
up
sense
his
for
arc
him,
well.
And with his death, yeah.
I was pretty sad when he died.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I actually liked
Yeah,
him,
why
you
did
know,
they
by the
kill
end
him
of the
off?
movie.
You know, originally James Gunn has already said that Ratcatcher 2 was supposed to die, but he changed his
Really?
mind in the original script.
I mean,
yeah.
I kind of like Polka Dot Man dying instead of Ratcatcher too, because then you're interfering with like Bloodsport's whole
Yeah,
arc.
I agree.
If
It
he
worked out
can't
a lot
save
better.
her, then it's, you know, I don't know, it becomes kind of weird. And it's also like he finally is like feels like he's what he
Pablo, you see
never
me in my
could
shoes.
have
Yeah.
been, you know.
I don't know, I
Mhm.
just feel like
He
they didn't
never
really need
lived
to
up
kill him
to
off.
it. That's
His
fair.
death didn't really mean anything to me. It just seemed kind of tacked in for almost like a joke.
Yeah, I feel like I wish they took it a little bit more seriously, I will say. But also, if his character comes full circle, right, and then he comes back or something, which I wish we didn't even have to think about, but I feel like you're always going to think about that now, right?
It's a
But
comic
today,
book
it's
movie.
like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, exactly. I feel like it would have been like, what else does he have to do, you know? Because now I felt like in that moment, he was finally like getting over this problem that he had, you know, that was at the core of his character. And to be fair, I feel like, you know, that core aspect was what made his character entertaining and also what made you care about him. So, but also, you know, they don't have to kill him, like Evan said. And I do feel like it was kind of played off as a joke. But the one aspect of it I still do like is like it sets up Starro to still be a threat. You know, Starro kills Polka Dot Man and then like drops a building on King Shark. You know, and it kind of like sets them back to, you know, fucking stage one in the fight. And I feel like that is important. Did they have to kill him? No, but also I think he would have been their strongest weapon in the fight. Also, is kind of a problem with them being there.
I kind of feel like in some ways his character was almost underutilized. Like I feel like the like the visual like imagery that you could just get out of the polka dots, like they could have ramped it up a bit more, in my opinion. It was almost like a little underwhelming.
Yeah, I
But I still
felt like
liked
they
him.
were like holding back because he
Yeah.
could have just melted every enemy.
Mhm.
Honestly,
But that would have
It's
been
like a
kind of
Diablo
fun to see.
situation from the first
I
movie.
agree.
Diablo. Oh my god, dude. Yes.
I do like the scene where he, you know, accidentally detonates the explosives because his gut
Yeah.
reaction is just kill the guys, and I feel like that it's like a small thing, but it feels like something we'd do, you know, because he's kind of just like he's not like calculated like Bloodsport or Peacemaker, you know what I mean?
Also, Milton just died. When he
True.
did that.
Who?
They did just kill Milton before that.
Man,
Why do they
I
have
was
to kill the
just
Latin guy? Come on.
you're just trying to help out.
Can we talk about Starro? Let's talk about Starro. I thought really good job with Starro making him actually look like creepy as fuck, especially in that lab scene with the Thinker, Peter Capaldi. He kind of went off. Manny, I know you've seen some of his Doctor
I'm
Who
happy he's
stuff.
getting
Yeah.
some work, you know.
Any thoughts about Starro or the Thinker or any of that?
I know I told Nabil this, but I heard some criticism, like the only criticism at all that I'd heard of the movie from like reviewers, and they were still giving it very good reviews, was about the thinker being kind of there and them not doing enough with him. But I honestly did not feel that way. I feel that the thinker served the purpose that he had well. Because Starro is the villain. I think it worked well.
He was there for exposition, setting up like the whole he was,
and that's what Peter Capaldi's good at. I mean, I don't think anyone else here has seen Doctor Who, but that's like his strong suit as an actor. From what I've seen, from that is like he just does a good job delivering exposition, and plus he gets to curse in this. He gets some funny lines in there. Fucking Yankee. I don't even what he's. Anyway,
fucking Yankee Doodle Dandy.
Yeah, exactly. I can't do the accent, so I was.
Neither can I. But it's a really good line.
Unclench your pearls, flag. Yeah. Thought that was good. I mean, also in that same scene, like I said, like the people sawed in half.
Yeah, I was just gonna say this.
The faces that are like fucked up, like when they remove the Starro from the face, and you see the fucking tendrils like attached to the. It's insane.
I think that also is like why the rated R aspect is a strong tool for the movie. Is like, imagine if that had just been a PG-13 scene and they still wanted to show that. I feel like Starro by nature can just be taken as like a goofy looking, character. It's not easy to do Starro, right? And make you take him seriously as a threat. I think there are definitely still scenes where Starro's presented to be kind of like funny, and he's like coming out of the tower the way he's walking.
Well,
I think in a different movie,
point of it.
Yeah, sorry.
Exactly. I think it's still good, but like when you see the Starro, the little Starro guys just like melting people's faces, or like Starro just turns the thinker into mush. I feel like that stuff is also it makes it, I don't know, it makes it feel more dangerous,
Dude,
it was actually
the characters.
I was just gonna say I think it was actually like kind of daunting. Oh, it was twofold. It was daunting when he released all the little Starros in the first time, and they just were like, I guess, going back to birds, just flying like birds, and they fucking came at everyone, and it was cool how Bloodsport, everyone was like putting on a mask, but Bloodsport was just like shooting them.
It's like a mask reference. Cover your face.
They don't cough without covering your mouth, or don't take that as an open invitation to cough without covering your mouth. I thought there was a
James
few.
Gunn predicted COVID.
Yeah. When was this written? Maybe it was
his production was like right before COVID.
Some of it was probably written during.
He's talking. I've seen an
did it get
interview
pushed back?
Well, I've seen an interview where he talked about how he had to edit it during COVID, and it was hard because they were all in different houses and whatever. But,
interesting.
Yeah, no, I thought Starro was pretty good.
I like all the rats. The swarm of rats at the end.
Yeah, that was awesome. I love the music.
The music was really good. In the whole movie, the music was really good. Soundtrack and original score.
Something I didn't mind personally. I didn't mind it, but I don't know. As it happened, I was like, I could see some people maybe not liking it. Was in the middle of that how they just cut to Ratcatcher and her father, which was, I mean, it's awesome because it's Taika Waititi, right? But I don't know. I felt like it did feel like a little out of place. So I just went to that, but I still personally liked it. Yeah, I mean, at that point I was invested in the character, and on another note, I think the whole thing with her father just being like addicted to heroin was insane.
I like how the end when they're like sitting on, aren't they like sitting on top of a building, Ratcatcher and like the dad? It just like has that like triumphant happy music, and it just
that's the scene I was talking about.
Just slowly pans away for like 10 seconds.
And then it cuts back to the rats eating.
It kind of mirrors because it's like, they're showing, it's obviously tying up her arc, and it's showing her father and like his love for his daughter and how she's like fulfilling his legacy, as she's summoning all the rats. But at the same time, she's holding Bloodsport, who has a fear of rats and also was afraid of his father, but she's holding him. You know what I mean? So I think there's some imagery in that.
Also, really insane how much emotion they were able to draw out of the scene where Bloodsport pets the rat.
Oh yeah, the last scene
at the like at the finale
Good
of the
ending.
movie. Like that actually felt like insane for how stupid that could come off if it was done poorly. You know what I mean? Like they actually just built it up well, and it actually felt like a seriously like fulfilling moment.
I mean, speaking of the ending, Bloodsport makes that deal with Amanda Waller, that he won't let the files won't go public if he lets them go free and, his daughter is safe and all of that. Do you think that if there is another movie, it's going to bite him? You think that Waller would straight up kill him, or what do you think is going to happen? You think?
I mean, I
I'm
just want
curious.
to that's also just for clarification. What I was referencing at the beginning of the podcast is I think like separate from what you're asking, really quick. I think that I liked that because I think it's Harley who's like what why don't like what's like we're not gonna release it, like Flag was our friend, like I cared about him,
Yeah.
he wanted to do the right thing. I don't know, I think it's cool because it's like Bloodsport doesn't do the wrong thing, but he doesn't do the completely honorable
Yeah.
thing still.
He's not there yet. Yeah.
But I think it would be interesting if that plays into a sequel.
Yeah. Connor, you think there's going to be anything good in this sequel? You think there should be a sequel?
I don't know. I don't think doing a sequel with like the same type of characters and the same like structure would be good. But I think if they, I don't know, like branched off into some of the different characters, maybe like not even necessarily ones in that movie, but just like into different like maybe more niche like DC comic lines and stuff.
Yeah, if I were to watch a Suicide Squad sequel, I'd hope it would be one that like introduces us to just a new cast of characters
Yeah,
instead
I
of
agree.
dwelling on
I
these
think it would be
ones.
cool if it focused on a new
Don't
cast,
really,
but maybe you see some of these characters again to some capacity.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
You
You know,
could
like I
like
think like
throughout
sprinkle
the
in like a
adventure.
couple of them. It'd be kind of
Yeah,
funny.
yeah.
I think
Also,
just
though,
Oh, yeah.
you
keeping
would
Harley
hope.
Quinn across all of them is like a
Oh,
classic
yeah.
crowd.
She's not going anywhere.
I'll say it. I would watch a King Shark solo movie. I absolutely would.
They definitely
I'd
set up
watch
his
any of
character
these
with a lot of
movies.
emotion.
That's what I'm saying. Like all the characters were done so well, I'd watch more of them in any capacity.
I agree. I will say though, in terms of a Suicide Squad movie, I think Harley you can still put in there and it works because it's Harley Quinn. Her character is always going to be getting into trouble, and I think it would make sense that she ends up back as part of this task force
Mm-hmm.
for one reason or another. But like I feel like you'd hope that with what Bloodsport did and the development in the arcs that Bloodsport and Ratcatcher at the least would not be back in this position where they have to be part of the Suicide Squad themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I definitely though in some capacity would like to see more of the characters. I 100% agree.
I think the concept of Bloodsport like shooting Superman with a kryptonite bullet, that seems so cool. I think it'd be
Yeah,
cool if we
that's
could see
something I'd
that.
love to see, man. But
Yeah.
also,
But
I
even
think it's
also like
good left up to the
I was
imagination.
gonna say, yeah, the concept of it just being something you see in your head is also pretty cool. So, really well done. Originally, they released some Suicide Squad behind the scenes stuff, and some people picked up this thing where they were showing some footage of the original like writers' room, and they're showing some concept art on the screen, and you can see in the screen. The shot where the title card comes up with Suicide Squad and it's the second team on the beach. It's the same shot, but instead of Bloodsport, it's Deathstroke who's there. So
Oh.
Interesting.
apparently, originally, he wanted it to be Deathstroke, and then they were going to do Deadshot, but then Will Smith had scheduling issues anyway before they could even negotiate with him to be in it. And then Idris Elba was going to just play Deadshot, but then they decided that that shouldn't be it for A, creative purposes, and B, in case Will Smith ever did want to return as a Deadshot. So then they chose Bloodsport. So
Yeah,
that's
I
the
like
history.
them not just recasting Deadshot. It would have felt a little weird. Also,
Would
though, I
feel
think
weird.
it would have further removed itself from the first movie, which I wouldn't have minded.
Yeah.
But there's still that weird thing, though, where they're like, oh, it's still in the same like timeline technically. So then I'd be like, I don't know, it'd be like kind of like muddling this thing where it's like, oh, now we're supposed to take Deadshot like more serious. You know what I mean? It'd be like dependent on. It would just be confusing, and I wouldn't know how much they're trying to keep from.
Mm-hmm.
Deathstroke is just a cool character, but I feel like it would have led to a different kind of arc. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Also, Bloodsport is like so much less known that
Yeah, no. Yeah.
it gives you like this blank slate to go in. You don't really have that many perceptions about the character at all, even as even as their
Mm-hmm.
villain or anti-hero counterpart, let alone the actual like person behind the suit character. I think that was just a strength of literally every character in the movie. Like
Yeah.
obviously it's like kind of funny because these are all kind of like B-list characters from the comics. Like Polka Dot Man. Like it's ridiculous that or like Ratcatcher that they like made the characters feel so emotional, right? I feel like at least that's how it seems to me. Someone who hasn't read into these characters in the comics, I'm sure they do have serious roles in them, but you know what I mean. From an outside perspective, they're kind of just like ridiculous characters that seemingly design wise didn't age well.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, just the fact that they're like not well known is such a strength of the movie. I think Harley Quinn was still good, but
Yeah.
I don't know, all the other
And
characters that was
not to
cool
go in
aspect.
circles, but like speaking of Bloodsport, I thought his suit and like the tech was so cool. The way that it all just came off his suit, like the mask goes on and off, the way he creates the weapons.
Yeah,
I
like
thought
this. Like I'm sure this is what you're referencing, but like the scene where he's
Yeah.
like just about to shoot Starro and he pulls off like all the individual
attachments.
pieces and like builds a
Yeah.
big ass gun.
I actually also, as part of that behind the scenes thing, I think this is also a testament to a lot of the movie, is this, like when he's shooting Starro and the gun's like spinning and all the attachments are on it, that was a real gun. They used a real prop. It's not CGI. Like you can see the
Really?
video
That's
of it
awesome.
just like spinning. And I think, and they also talk about it in this like 5-minute video where he's like, yeah, we did as much practical stuff as we could. And he literally said it's the most practical work I've done in any movie I've made, any like big budget movie I've made.
Damn.
So that's why I think it helps a lot. It makes the locations more grounded. All the explosions are actually real. You know what I mean? I think it works really well. And what CGI like needs to be CGI. You know what I mean? When it comes to the gore and obviously like crazy stuff like Starro and all that, it's a good balance.
King Shark. Why the
Yeah.
fuck was he? Why couldn't they actually?
What the fuck?
Pretty fucked up.
Well, did we miss anything? Probably quite a bit.
The chapter, the different titles throughout the movie.
Oh, I was actually gonna say something about that.
That was awesome, dude.
Yeah, I love
Literally
the way they did
felt
that.
like a different, like I said this to Darian at the time, I think. Like it felt like a different comic issue each time. You know what I mean? It was great.
I felt like it was very unique, and I saw with Evan the Green Knight the day before, and it
I
has
was
a
gonna
similar
say,
kind of thing that
Lots of
I
titles.
think both of them did really well in creating these kind of like little like
Chapters or whatever, yeah.
or
Like mirrors the written source material
mm-hmm.
and conveys that aspect
in the
of it
same
well.
way how the Green Knight is like based on like a fable.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
this being based on comic books, I think it was pretty fucking cool. It didn't seem like it was just like done for no reason.
And speaking of like the practical effects, it blends with that too. Like the one that says Jotunheim, that's like all the steel pipes,
oh yeah, that one's
and they
sick.
pan over it, and it like I guess we
It's
don't actually
actually
know. It
just-
looks like it's real, yeah.
No, it definitely was, and it was insane
That's what I
also
thought.
because it was like it wasn't like they just put a bunch of pieces of metal together to create the letters on like a one-dimensional plane,
Wasn't
right?
like
They
a
were like
perspective thing.
set. Yeah, exactly, and I think that made it so much cooler. Like even like the one where they're going down to Harley in the hole when she's tied up, and like you see that shot of the roots and they're spray painted.
Mm-hmm.
That was practical, and I think they did a really good job of making it look like roots, but then also the spray paint looked, it helps it
And I
stand
would
out.
say
It just looked
all
awesome.
of the titles looked like they blended pretty well. They're not jarring.
Oh yeah, the toilet seat one at the beginning. I will say that one was
Harder to
at
read.
first hard for me to read, but they did leave it there for long enough for me to realize, oh, this is a title, and I think it, like you said, it just blended well. It wasn't like
Mhm.
I don't know. It was a cool way to do it. The smoke one, I know we also talked about after the movie, was cool.
Yeah.
What was there was one other one, I think.
Wait, did you mention the rooftop one? I've been blanking out for like a second.
Yeah, the Jotunheim one.
The Starro versus the Suicide Squad.
Oh yeah, that just felt awesome.
Yeah. I
Oh,
think-
there was the one in the dirt, and then Polka Dot Man falls face first into it. That one was
well,
also
even the ones
sick.
that are like 8 minutes later and 10 minutes before. I
Mhm.
think normally in movies, you hate that. You know what I mean? But it
Mhm.
works well in this. It actually like keeps you focused on the characters at the right time, and I don't know what else to say. I think it just was executed well. I never like, am like, oh my god, why are we going back? You know what I mean? It all
Yeah,
feels compelling.
I
It
actually
works.
like how they kind of structure the first act, where kind of you see like you have that big fake out with the kind of second team going in at the beach, and
Mhm.
then you get another fake out where you kind of like, or it's not really fake out, but I just kind of like how it's structured, how you see that first, and then you go back in time to before the mission. I think that's what happens, right?
Yeah, yeah. You go back 3 days, see how the second team got formed.
Yeah, yeah. And it's
Well, even
funny
in the
because like
last act.
I
Sorry.
love seeing like I remember just one thing was like fucking Pete Davidson after you see his face get blown off. It's like you
You
just
see him
see
being an
he's
asshole.
just
Yeah.
that
you
yeah,
go,
he's
champ.
just being a dick.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
And
And I was gonna say like the time jump at the last act too, where you like the bombs go off early, then you see how they go off early, then that leads into the Peacemaker.
True.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
I
I
forgot
thought
they
that was
even
really
did
good.
That was done really well too.
Yeah,
Yeah, pretty fun. Overall, I'd
and
say is a very fun movie.
yeah, and I think the last thing that I want to mention, I think we covered. Think that I personally have covered what I wanted to say, but the setting, Cordo Maltese, the whole like island vibe, and it has like that city, the nightclub scene.
Mhm.
It feels very like 70s, 80s, kind of action movie type thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think it said that at that in the credits. I think they filmed in New Zealand at some parts, but like a lot of the like real locations, obviously, but the beach was definitely like
Panama. I know they said Panama was a big one.
yeah, like I don't know. I just think all of the places they filmed at that weren't green screened in, right? Obviously,
Mhm.
were really nice and they felt like cohesive as their own location.
Yeah. Any other thoughts?
Would you guys, just think of the movie overall?
Who wants to go first?
I like.
You like?
I like
We're all doing King Shark speak now.
4 out of 5 stars. Letterbox review.
I forgot about that shit,
I give it a.
And use Letterboxd for one night, then quit.
bro. I got addicted to that, man. That shit.
If I were to rate it, I'd give it probably a 7 out of 10. I think that's what I gave it on Letterbox.
Honestly, I feel like for what the movie was, I feel like it was perfect, which sounds stupid, kind of, but
No, I agree. Like, I think for a superhero movie, it's near perfect.
Yeah,
It was
I gave it
definitely
4.5 stars.
best superhero movie I've seen since.
In a long.
Yeah, it's been a long time. I don't even know
I mean,
what the.
I legitimately can't think of the last one that has me coming out of it, not only wanting to watch it again, but wanting to talk about it. Like just thinking about it. You know what I mean? Like it stays on your mind versus like, oh, gotta go see this. You hate to say it, but seeing the Marvel movies throughout the years felt like a task at times.
Yes, yeah. I think the original Guardians is the last superhero movie that I watched
Probably.
and came out of it like
Also directed by
That
James
was-
Gunn.
exactly.
for me, I think Ragnarok and this are the two that
Ragnarok,
made me actually
good
hyped to
choice,
see
too.
more and wanted to talk about it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like Thor: Love and Thunder is probably the only thing I legitimately just want to see outside of I want to know what happens in the MCU. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
and now I just want to see whatever James Gunn does next, whether it's
Yeah,
Guardians
exactly.
or more Suicide Squad stuff. Whatever.
You can make all the offensive tweets he wants. Just keep giving us.
Have you guys seen like any of his other movies?
I know that people have talked a lot
Scooby-Doo.
about the Superman kid one horror movie, Brightburn, right? Slither, I hear, is
Slither.
another good one.
Mhm.
I've only seen the Scooby-Doo live-action movies,
True.
and they are phenomenal. So
Oh, he did those? That's I
yeah,
thought.
he did.
Okay,
He wrote
that's
the
insane.
scripts for them.
Yeah, I
I'm pretty
loved
sure.
those movies as a kid. That's awesome.
Wait, did he direct those?
No, he just wrote the.
He wrote them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen the Belko experiment, and I didn't know he was involved in that.
I think, yeah, it definitely has a James Gunn vibe to it.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Michael Rooker.
he didn't direct it, evidently. So he got a different director. I'm assuming he wrote it in that case, but yeah, the movie's pretty good. I haven't seen it in a long time, but
Connor,
it's
any
fun.
final thoughts? I know we didn't get to hear from you.
I think that the movie was quite solid. I honestly it wasn't anything crazy. I wouldn't say it's my favorite movie of all time or give it a 10 out of 10, but I had no complaints. I genuinely just enjoyed watching it and thought it was good.
Yeah, that's kind of what I took away from it. It didn't blow me away or anything, but
I honestly, I
was
feel like
a-
it blew me away in terms of it being a DC movie and
it was a well-needed change for
superhero
DC.
movie.
Yeah, I think it blew me away on many levels. Just like you said, just was needed. Feels good, and unironically, I've said this multiple times, probably on Letterboxd and wherever else, but seriously gives me hope. I hope.
I mean, I just haven't seen a movie that's come out in the past, not counting COVID. I don't know, I just haven't watched a movie in a long time that's actually made me feel positively surprised, and exceeded expectations. To be fair, I didn't have huge expectations, but the reviews definitely made me have high expectations going into it.
Oh, it was
And I thought I was
surprising.
still
Yeah.
wow, okay.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I hope Warner Brothers learns from this. I hope all companies learn from this. Just let people make what they want. You know what I mean? That's really the big takeaway for me.
And see it in IMAX.
And see it. IMAX. I will promote IMAX for free. Seriously, IMAX unironically blew my mind away. All right?
Yeah, I saw the movie twice. Nabil saw the movie twice.
Yep.
I would
Totally
like to
worth
see it
it.
again.
I saw it in the theater normally the second time and in IMAX the first time with Nabil, and it was noticeably. This sounds ridiculous. This is the first movie I've seen in IMAX in probably literally 6 years, and it felt noticeably less enjoyable to watch in the regular theater. I was actually able to notice the lighting and the color balance actually looked trash compared to an IMAX. I'm sure it looks good on digital, on your computer. What I mean by that, I'm sure it looks great on that. But it's just something about watching it in the normal theater after watching IMAX.
Would
maybe
IMAX
even more
affect
so.
the
Just
color.
yeah,
Well, it's
it
supposed to have brighter
has-
colors because it has more.
Oh, is
Wasn't
it?
the whole-
I
I
don't
think
think
it's
it's
just
movie was
higher
shot-
resolution.
I don't
The
think
whole
I've
movie was
ever
shot in
actually.
IMAX.
Oh, okay.
That
I
makes
didn't think
sense.
I've seen an IMAX movie in the
I had
special
only
theaters.
seen
See
one
this in
just
IMAX.
randomly when I was younger because they only had it in IMAX. It might have been literally Avengers or something ridiculous, you know what I mean, big movie. Because AMC only has one IMAX theater,
Oh yeah.
And
and
it's not just
when we watched Suicide Squad, they didn't have it that night. They did not have it in a regular
Mhm.
theater. They just
they
only
did.
had it in the IMAX, right?
They did. I just chose IMAX. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But also the sound. I mean, again, it sounds like we're doing a commercial, but I actually felt immersed with the sound.
No, the sound was
like,
amazing, and
Yeah.
either way, I guess the point I was trying to make there, a second ago, was that if Suicide Squad was in IMAX then and when I went to see it, none of the other movies were. So I guess it makes sense that you haven't seen IMAX movies, and also it's more expensive. So why would you? But honestly, I think it's a no-brainer if you once you see one, especially if you've seen a movie in a regular movie theater side by side in the same week, it's noticeably worth it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
definitely.
feel insane for saying that, but it really adds to the
Yeah.
experience
Definitely. Highly recommend IMAX.
for anything.
Yeah. And with this
I
movie
wanna see
specifically,
IMAX now.
if for some reason you listen this far, in general, because no one listens to these this far, but also if you listen to this far and haven't seen the movie and are somehow still listening to it,
I'm still listening.
see it in theaters. Don't watch it on HBO. It's worth it. On HBO, you give yourself an excuse to get up 3 times during the movie.
Yeah, that's true. Honestly, after watching so many movies, with like HBO just on my couch, I do definitely like miss parts just from being distracted. I'm more inclined to like just use my phone or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Another thing to think about with the IMAX thing, just to go back really quick, these movies now are being shot on IMAX cameras, so it makes sense that they would translate better on an IMAX system versus a normal one. You know what I mean? When they're literally shot with IMAX cameras. I also saw something interesting, Evan. I don't know if you know, like it's called like a red.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the full name, like a red. They call it like the red camera.
Yeah.
It's this new camera system. That's the reason why in the movie that it's able to jerk around really quickly and it still maintains like the composure and everything.
Dude,
Yeah,
it's
watch
like
a video
one
about
of
those
those.
cameras.
Yeah, apparently it's a very new camera. I didn't know about it.
Wait,
but
Red
they
Room?
talked about that.
What's it called?
The
It's
red
like
Red
rooms.
cameras.
We can put
Yeah,
a
just
link
red
on
camera.
The red room?
Filmatic Instagram.
Yeah, we'll put a Red Room link on Instagram.
You
right?
have a red room that you run, right, Nabil? Oh wait,
Yeah.
shit.
No.
Just cut that.
You have a.
Don't forget to cut that.
Yeah, I won't forget.
Winner of the giveaway gets to use the Red Room.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is there like a secret giveaway or a message in this?
Secret giveaway at the end.
Is there a secret giveaway?
Yeah, there you go. So to win the giveaway, you actually have to type secret giveaway, but you have to do it with the like capital, lowercase, capital, lowercase, and then do hashtag.
Giveaway.
And then hashtag Red Room. Hopefully, we don't get flagged for that.
Nah, that's
so
all.
confident-
It's in our
I'm-
budget.
I'm
Red
so
Room
confident
challenge.
that no one's gonna do this, as usual, that I'm willing to take that risk. So that's the
Okay, well,
giveaway.
what is the giveaway going to be for?
It's going to be for a Blu-ray DVD.
What if we take them to see the movie in IMAX?
Okay, I mean, if they do it quickly enough, yes, we will take you to see the movie in IMAX.
4
if you do
months
it.
later.
4 months later, and it's like
You
Evan.
gotta watch it at Frank's Theater.
Yeah, come on. So based on the time frame, it'll either be a Blu-ray DVD if it's in like 3 weeks, and for some reason it's not playing. But hopefully it's before that.
But not
and
a
we can go
Blu-ray
watch it.
DVD of the Suicide Squad. Just a random like $5 bargain bin DVD.
No, one that I already own that I want to get rid of. Yeah.
Well, no, it could be a Blu-ray
You
copy
wanna
of the
get rid
original
of?
Suicide
Oh.
Squad.
Yeah, you can
Just so
try
you
to
can
get those for
remember
pretty
how
cheap.
fucking good this one
Actually,
is.
that's a great idea. I will send you a copy of the Suicide Squad. There you
Go watch this movie, and
You
then
don't own
if you enjoyed it enough to watch the podcast, you can see how bad the first one was.
just
Exactly.
Really make you
So-
appreciate your life more.
I once again will repeat it. Type secret giveaway with the uppercase, lowercase thing, and hashtag Red Room on the Filmatic Podcast Instagram.
Yeah, just whisper it in the comments.
Red Room.
It's like in,
Red Room.
anyway, thank you guys. The Suicide Squad.
Whoa,
Episode.
wait, hold on, hold
Yeah,
up.
what?
Hold on.
Don't fucking come to Tropical
We
Smoothie.
got an-
Do not come to Tropical Smoothie.
If you come to Tropical Smoothie, I will personally smack the shit out of you.
Can
It happened.
we-
It actually happened to one of the film
Promise.
members today. That's why they're not here.
That is a promise.
Can we promote some
He
maybe?
hit
I was
Ben
gonna- I was gonna
Hartwig's
get to that. I was gonna get to
Okay,
that.
whoa, alright.
What were you saying, Manny?
Someone hit Ben Hartwig's at the Groovy Smoothie or whatever.
Dude, I gotta say, I just want to say, it feels kind of cool to work at a smoothie place just because of like, I feel like there's always like a smoothie place in shows that I watched as a kid, like Ben 10. They had like,
iCarly.
what was it, Mr. Smoothie? Yeah, and then iCarly, they had the groovy smoothie.
Bro,
And
you're
then there was
working for
another
a
one.
chain smoothie restaurant. Don't oversell it.
I don't know, man. There's like this mystique.
Generous.
I've been fucking programmed.
By
By-
the media.
Yeah, it's
Customer
insane.
service.
Sell
customer
stuff on a stick
service.
now. and
I
I
could
know.
be I could be Tebow if I got a fucking stick and like didn't always feel like shit while working my minimum wage tier job.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what I can aspire to, and that's awesome.
So, who wants to promote something?
Takeaway.
Right?
Red Room.
Red Room? Manny, you want to promote Red Rooms?
No, I'm good.
Manny Rea wants to promote Red Rooms. Put that on, on the transcript.
What is a red room?
All right, let me give my explanation of a red.
There's going to be a
room.
lot of bleeps. I'm saying. So.
You can just cut this whole part out, but I just need to explain it to Casey. All right. I'll try to make it faster. Your editing's easier. Basically,
Doesn't matter.
Casey, whether or not this is a real thing that you can access is up to you to decide. But there are things called red rooms on the deep web that are essentially live streams where extremely
Torture.
wealthy people spend
Oh.
money to have essentially chat interactions with a streamer who is normally torturing a person or doing something extremely fucked up. You know, like, just like $20,000 to fucking cut off that person's hand live on the stream. That's like,
That's
it's like Twitch priming, essentially.
That's so
Streamer
sick.
says your name, but
You see,
nah,
this
it's
is
like I'll
this is why
carve your name into a human's fucking body
Holy shit.
instead.
this is why we need a conspiracy podcast on the Filmatic Network, hosted by Darian. Okay, I've proposed this
True.
before. It would be incredible. Conspiracy-atic. Conspiratic.
I mean, we already teased it with my
Conspiratic.
Josh Trank conspiracy, all right?
That's what I'm saying. We're laying all the seeds here, and then you're gonna get your own solo movie tier. You know,
Get my own Disney Plus show.
We'll work on that. So Manny's plugging Red Rooms. Evan, you have anything you want to plug?
No.
Okay. Burnout.
Oh,
boy.
really quick. I know I already unplugged Tropical Smoothie, but I just wanted to say, no, forget it. It's not worth
Did you
it.
want to say it?
I did.
I have an
wanna say
idea.
it. I
I have an
really
idea.
did want to
Can you say
it.
it? And if we don't want to put it in, we can get rid of it.
I guess. I was just gonna say, I've been working on this project
Okay.
with my school, and just forget it, man. It's not important.
No, what? You need to fucking say it now. What the fuck is this?
I was just gonna say I've been working on this project. You know, we started a GoFundMe to help support low-income families, and
Oh, I think I see where this is going.
what you said like you were laughing at it, Miguel.
Finish it.
I can't do this. I can't
Finish
do
it.
this. We need to move on.
Okay. So, Connor, is there something maybe you wanted to plug here?
Yes, I've got on Apple Music, Spotify, all that. Burnout, first single coming out the 29th, and my debut album coming out either on the 29th or at some point after that. I don't know yet.
Sound a little Kanye. Buddy.
It'll be out before Donda, I can tell you that much.
Will there be like a watch or
A
listening?
listening party.
Yeah.
Apple Music is hosting it.
In the Pineview Auditorium, we're gonna have a.
He's done tearicals. All right. I have to cut that out. I have
When
to.
you're watching W on my
Wow,
I'm
that
so
might be
sorry.
one of the best jokes of all time.
Yeah.
I'm not even kidding.
As Connor's
Tearicals?
levitating in
He's
the
done
fucking
tearicals on
auditorium.
me.
Maybe I'll leave it in. Maybe I'll leave it in.
Santa
You
Oh,
should.
God.
That was incredible. I don't know how I even thought of that. I'm pissed I didn't think of that.
Tearicals.
Anyway, Burnout album coming soon. Also, we're going to be playing some Burnout for the intro and outro of the podcast. So
Oh,
if you guys
snap.
like it, if you guys like it, go ahead and check that out on the 29th or after. We'll see what happens.
Put it in a playlist and just have it on repeat while you sleep.
Yeah, actually, that would really help us.
Unironically do that, please.
There you go. And I think that's Casey.
Yeah, well, alright.
Who?
Alright.
Milton.
I'm gonna promote
Tell them about D's.
Wendy's?
D's.
Noof.
Someone is supposed to like say what?
What are you talking about?
Well, they can look it up. You know,
D's. I mean,
look into D's.
yeah, I guess I won't get into
Tell
it.
me
do your
about,
own
like,
research on
Spy
D's.
God.
We shouldn't have to tell
I
you. You
won't.
should
It's
look
like
into it.
like this Darian project. I won't get into it.
You really want to know what I was gonna say? All right.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Do you really want to hear it? I wanted
Yeah.
to skip it, but if this is the way you're gonna act about it, Casey, all I was gonna say is that there's hundreds of children in Sarasota that have an inoperable disease.
What?
It's
Oh, I see.
What do they have?
it's called
Look, it's called D's, but
it's called
Sockon? Do they have Sockon?
no.
Wow. This
No,
is
it's not.
It's much
Sockon.
more serious. It's called
See, the thing is, I can't even act like
I
I'm
can't
above
even
you.
talk about it. I'm
I
crying.
can't act like I'm above this after I did the tearicals joke. So.
It's so sad. I can't.
it's called Slobberon.
Oof.
Talk
wonder if this will
about a
make the-
specific child named Harry, Darian. Harry.
Will this make the director's cut? We'll see.
Tell them about Harry.
Everybody, thank you for listening to Filmatic Podcast Season 4 premiere. We've got a lot more coming your way soon. A lot of great movies to talk about. Green Knight. Yeah, a lot of great movies.
Free Guy.
Oh yeah, actually, I do want to
Free
see Free
Guy
Guy.
looks so Joker.
I will see Free Guy, dude. Looks
Free Guy
hilarious.
looks very good.
But there's a lot to love,
What to love?
a lot to stay tuned. Stay tuned to. All right. So let's do this one by one from bottom to top.
Evan. We're doing like
Uh,
barbershop quartet.
We're gonna do a little post-credit
Oh
scene.
wait,
after
barbershop
the
quartet.
credits.
Okay.
Evan.
Connor. No one else apparently. It's just me and Evan.
Look at these fucking idiots. As well.
Candace,
walked right into it.
I got him.
Candace.
Slobberon.
Jesus. All right, I'll do everyone's outro. You've been listening to Casey, Manny Rea. You guys want to give like little like catchphrases as I say your name?
Bofa.
I don't know. I walked into that one. I'll admit.
Listen,
Manny?
there's hundreds of children in Sarasota with lick my.
Okay.
And a specific serious case
Read the
that my
title.
class has been focused on
No,
is named
no.
Harry, and he
Read the
is
title. I'm not
he is
doing
in
that,
such
so
late
you guys-
stages of the disease that they just refer to him as lick my Harry.
No more outro. You guys have ruined the outro. For
No, we
everybody,
needed
alright?
catchphrases, man.
Okay, all right. Last time. Last try.
Are you dumb?
Is that your catchphrase?
Stupid? Yeah, that's mine. I'm done.
Okay.
I'm dumb.
Evan, what's your catchphrase? Refrain. Control. Alright. Acceptable. Burnout.
Yeah.
It's Darian.
Yep.
And Casey.
She like the way that
And I've been
Just like
Nabil
the way
Sharif.
that I tear.
Nabil,
Yeah.
you fuck with the woo.
Can you actually not joke about that? That's offensive to my.
Tear what?
And with that noise, that means that for today we are done. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining.
Now we're not. Okay, muting you. You don't get to. You don't get to do that, buddy. All right. I think you're big shit with the album and everything. All right, ready?
Dude, he
And
just fucking pressed the
Sophia,
button
if you're still
on that.
listening,
oh, Sophia, I hope you know what you've done. Hope you're happy. Look at that.
what?
Just kidding.
I am in love with
What
you.
did you do, Sophia?
Oh, no, seriously though, Sophia, thank you for the suggestion like 8 months ago when you sent me that message. I really appreciated it. I once again question why you would message me about the content of the podcast but not comment on the giveaway. It's a little sus if you ask me, but
Nah, Sophia was at Med Bay. She's scared.
all right, everyone say bye.
Bye.
He's done tear closing.